8 hidden signs she wants you to make a move. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. Aristotle. Women often don't speak their mains directly, but they do communicate their feelings in ways that are hard to miss if you're paying attention. Too many men overlook these subtle signs, missing the perfect opportunity to step in and take charge when the time is right. In this piece, we'll uncover the real, often unspoken signs that a woman wants you to take the lead. From the subtle to the more obvious cues, we're diving deep into the moments that you might have missed in the past. Have you ever left a conversation wondering, was she interested? Serenia, after reading this, you'll know for sure. Stay tuned and stay aware. 1. She gives you permission vibes. Let's talk, gentlemen. If you're paying attention, you'll start to recognize that when a woman is really into you and is hoping you'll make a move, she won't always say it outright. Instead, she'll give you what we call permission vibes. These aren't direct invitations, but subtle signals that make it clear she's open to something more. It's the kind of communication that speaks volumes without using words. And the best part is that if you're paying attention, she's practically handing you the keys to the kingdom, if you have the courage to take them. She might throw out playful lines like, "You're trouble. I can't believe you just said that." Or, "You always get me like this." These lines can easily seem like just another round of teasing or harmless banter, but don't be fooled. Beneath those seemingly casual words, there's a deeper layer of meaning. She's not just trying to make you laugh or flirt aimlessly. She's letting you know that she enjoys the flirtation and is, in fact, open to taking it a step further. It's a clever little dance of old Stoic wisdom at play, subtle but deliberate. Now, here's the key. It's not just about the words themselves. It's the tone, the look in her eyes, the smile that follows. These are the cues that you must pay attention to. It's usually light, playful, and full of charm. When she says, "You always get me like this," it's not just her commenting on your ability to tease her, it's a silent invitation to push things further. It's the signal that she's comfortable and confident in the way you're engaging with her. And now, she wants you to test the waters and see how far you can go. The permission vibe is like a soft nudge that says, "I'm okay with this. Take the next step." But the real gem comes when the tone shifts, even slightly, and she throws out a statement like, "You better stop or I'll start liking you too much." You might chuckle and think she's being cute or playful, but this is where the Stoic principles come in. It's not just a flirtatious remark, it's her challenge to you, a test of your ability to read between the lines and understand what's really going on. She's laying it out for you. She's giving you the green light to move forward, but it's up to you to act with the iron mind of a stoic, calm, confident, and purposeful person. This moment is about more than just a flirtation. It's about testing your courage and your understanding of her signals. You mustn't hesitate or second. Guess yourself. Don't shy away from these moments. The longer you delay, the more you risk losing your chance. Stoic principles teach us that we must act in the present moment without being bogged down by fear or doubt. Be decisive. Take the plunge, knowing that she's already shown you that she's open to more. The permission vibes are her way of giving you space to take control without the fear of rejection. But you must recognize the moment for what it is. So remember, when you sense those permission vibes, don't let them slip by. Seize the opportunity with confidence because it's her invitation to move forward and see where things could go. 2. She creates one-on-one situations. You know the drill. She doesn't always have to say it outright. Sometimes it's the subtle, quiet moments she orchestrates. These moments are her way of making it clear that she wants you to take the next step. This is not a game of guessing. It's an invitation. But are you paying attention? It's not just about what she says. It's about how she sets the stage. A lot of times, she'll find ways to peel herself away from the group. She might linger after everyone else has left, or casually suggest things that, on the surface, seem light and harmless but hold deeper meaning. When she says, "Let's grab a drink, just the two of us," or "We should hang out sometime, just us," It's not a random comment. It's an opening. It's her way of saying, I'm interested. Now it's your move. Now, don't mistake this for being just friendly. No, it's a deliberate choice. She's creating an intimate one-on-one opportunity, free from distractions, for you two to connect. This isn't her way of just filling time. This is a setup. And if she keeps finding reasons to create these opportunities, don't fool yourself into thinking she's just being nice. The old Stoic wisdom tells us that silence often speaks louder than words. It's about observing behavior, not just listening to what's being said. The Stoic principles emphasize understanding the deeper layers of human interaction, seeing the signals people send without them needing to say a word. The old Stoic rule? Don't wait for an explicit invitation. Sometimes, the opportunity is hidden in the subtle gestures. If she's doing this repeatedly, she's testing you. Testing to see if you'll step up, if you'll recognize the moment and act. She's creating these chances for you, but the ball is in your court. This is where you must remember the core of Stoic thought: action over indecision. Stoicism teaches us to be decisive, to be bold when the time calls for it, and to embrace those moments where we can seize the opportunity without hesitation. This is the essence of true masculinity, not waiting for everything to align perfectly, but taking decisive action when the time is right. So when she creates those one-on-one moments, don't hesitate, don't play it safe, don't think too much about what might go wrong or whether she's really into you. You must be direct. You must recognize these opportunities as they are, an invitation to connect on a deeper level. This doesn't mean rushing in like a bull in a china shop. No, that would be the exact opposite of what the old Stoic wisdom would advise. Rather, it's about timing and subtlety. The real strength lies in recognizing the moment and acting with confidence, without overthinking it. And here's the kicker. You'll never know how she truly feels until you take that step. By the time you've recognized this pattern, it's no longer a question of whether you should act, but whether you'll act with the confidence of a Stoic warrior. That's the beauty of Stoic rules. They don't leave you guessing. They empower you to act wisely and boldly in the face of uncertainty. Remember, she's not just asking for a drink or a simple hangout. She's creating the chance for you to connect in a way that's free of distractions. She's making her intentions clear. Will you step up and meet her halfway? This is your cue, your moment. Don't miss it. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us. Or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 3. Stalls when you're about to leave. When you're about to leave and she stalls, it's not random. It's a clear, deliberate signal she's sending you, urging you to make a move. Picture this. You're standing up, ready to grab your keys and walk out the door, and suddenly she hits you with a seemingly off-topic question, like, "Wait, what was that story you were going to tell me?" Or, "Oh, before you go, have you ever been to..." These questions are never about the actual content. They are calculated, intentional pauses. They are subtle clues meant to grab your attention, a way for her to signal that she wants more, that she's waiting for you to act. She might fidget with her hair, slowly gather her belongings, or just stand there, hesitating, lingering in a space that seems to invite you to take the next step. These aren't random distractions. They are openings, opportunities. And here's the key. You must see these signs for what they are. This is where the philosophy of Stoicism, epitomized by thinkers like Epictetus, becomes invaluable. Stoicism teaches us to master our thoughts and actions by recognizing the signals around us. When she stalls, when she lingers, it's not just a gap in conversation. It's an opportunity. It's an opening that, if you recognize it and act upon it, can lead to the deeper connection she's subtly encouraging. Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This applies to your actions as well. You don't need elaborate schemes or grand gestures. What you need is clarity and the ability to act without hesitation when the moment arrives. So, what does this mean for you? It means you must cultivate the ability to read these subtle cues, to understand what is truly being said in between the words and gestures. You must develop the self-discipline to act when the opportunity presents itself. When she stalls, that is your moment. Don't second-guess it. Don't overthink. Stoicism wins when you understand that it's not about waiting for the perfect time. It's about recognizing the moment when it arrives. Epictetus would remind us, it is not events that disturb people, it is their judgment of them. The key is in how you respond. If you see the stalling for what it is, a clear invitation, you will act. If you hesitate, you might miss it. The idea is simple. See the opportunity, recognize the pause, and make the move. This doesn't require grand speeches or complicated maneuvers. It's about the simple, decisive action that shows you've noticed the signals and are ready to step forward. You're mastering your life by learning to read these cues, to be aware of the moment, and to make the move with confidence. Don't wait, don't delay. When you see that pause, that stall, take that extra moment to move in, to step forward and make your intentions clear. Women are often waiting for you to take charge, for you to recognize that subtle hint and act with confidence. When you do, you lead. And that is a power you must learn to wield. Remember, Epictetus also said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." You cannot control her feelings, her actions, but you can control how you respond. Don't let her stall be a missed opportunity. Don't let indecision hold you back. Take control of the moment, act decisively, and move forward with confidence. This is where Stoicism wins: the wisdom to act, the power to lead, and the clarity to recognize opportunity when it arises. Master this, and you will master the moment, and ultimately, you will master your life. 4. Uses ambiguous language on purpose. Understanding the subtle art of communication is essential when you're trying to decipher whether a woman wants you to make a move. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and a Stoic mind, one that is aware, perceptive, and ironclad, recognizes that things are not always as direct as they may seem. Many moments in life are clouded in ambiguity, and women, especially those who are emotionally intelligent, know how to express desires without saying a word. Be clear about this. Not everything will be stated outright. If she says something like, "If only I had someone to keep me warm tonight," or "Nights like this make me wish I wasn't alone," you might think it's a harmless statement or casual comment, but understand this: these are not random musings. No, these are soft invitations, calculated hints meant to test you, to see if you're tuned in enough to catch the underlying message. These words aren't meant to be answered directly. They're meant to be felt and understood in the moment. She's presenting you with an opportunity. She's putting the ball in your court. The question is, will you pick it up? Don't mistake these subtle signs for casual remarks. Women, much like the wise Stoic who never reacts impulsively, employ a strategy of restraint. She doesn't want to make things awkward, and yet she's waiting for you to make a move. You must recognize this dance for what it is, a test of your awareness and your ability to act with confidence. Don't let hesitation or fear of rejection cloud your judgment. This is where the old Stoic principles come into play. The iron mind doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It recognizes the right moment when it appears. You must be ready to make your move, not in haste, but with the precision of a Stoic. Her language may be indirect, but your response must be firm, decisive, and aligned with the signals she's giving you. Remember, the Stoic mind values clarity above all else. She's offering you a clue, wrapped in soft words. Don't make the mistake of overthinking or second-guessing. Be present and understand that sometimes the most effective way to approach a situation is by taking it head-on. The ambiguity in her words is not a barrier, it's a signal. You must be attuned to her needs and desires. An iron mind sees this for what it is, a clear invitation cloaked in subtlety. It's a challenge, and it's yours for the taking. That is the essence of mastering your own reactions. Be prepared to respond not just with words, but with action. Don't wait for her to make it obvious. Instead, you must become aware of the nuance in her tone and body language. When she says something like, "I wish I wasn't alone," she's not just lamenting the absence of companionship. She's gently testing the waters to see if you'll take the initiative. She wants you to take the first step, but she's not going to shout it from the rooftops. Her silence and indirectness should not confuse you. They are her way of testing your awareness. In the world of Stoic principles, we are reminded to keep our emotions in check and to recognize moments that require decisive action. Don't shy away from those moments of discomfort or uncertainty. When you're faced with ambiguity, use your iron mind to cut through it. Her words are the invitation. You just need the courage to accept it. Be patient, yes, but be alert. Your ability to respond to these signs with a mind sharpened by Stoic wisdom will show her exactly what you're made of. If you can navigate the complexity of subtle communication and act when the time is right, you'll earn the trust and respect of not just her, but yourself as well. So don't wait for her to lay it all out. Be the man who recognizes the deeper meaning beneath the surface. If you're picking up on these subtle signs, don't let them slip by unnoticed. Drop a comment right now. I recognize the unspoken signals. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remember, silence speaks louder than words. 5. Subtly initiates physical contact. When it comes to understanding the signals of a woman who wants you to make a move, the old Stoic wisdom comes in handy. You must learn how to recognize the small, quiet moments. These subtle acts are not random. They are invitations, cloaked in the most delicate of gestures, but with a message loud and clear. Physical contact is one of the strongest signs. When a woman is interested, she doesn't always need to spell it out. No, she will find ways to touch you, soft, discreet, almost unnoticed, but always purposeful. These touches are her way of testing the waters, signaling that she's ready for something more. But don't be deceived by their gentle nature. In these small movements lie powerful meanings. Picture this. You're sitting with her, maybe laughing at a joke. Suddenly, she lets her fingers brush lightly against your arm. It's nothing huge, just a brief moment. But in that split second, she's saying more than words ever could. I feel comfortable with you. I trust you. I want more. It's an invitation, not a request. Don't miss it, or consider the quiet moment when her hand lightly grazes yours as you both reach for the same thing. That's no accident. It's an old Stoic rule. Observe what is said through silence and small actions. She's testing the waters, seeing if you'll respond to this invitation. Be aware. Don't be the man who misses this chance because he's distracted or too timid to act. Then there's the instance where she casually places her hand on your back as she walks past you. It's gentle, almost innocent, yet it's undeniably personal. In that moment, she's offering you a touch of intimacy without the need for boldness. Don't mistake this for something casual. It's a message wrapped in a simple gesture. The Stoic principles tell us to look for what is hidden in plain sight, and this is one of those instances. A particularly telling move is when her knee lightly rests against yours, and she doesn't move it right away. Think about it. This isn't just an accidental bump. This is deliberate. She's not only testing your response, she's setting the stage. That stillness, that brief moment of contact, speaks volumes. It says, I trust you enough to get close, but now, the choice is yours. Will you act on it? These actions are what the old Stoic would consider moments of quiet influence. The true power lies in the subtlety. They don't force anything, they simply plant the seed. The moment you notice this touch, whether it's a brush against your arm or a knee resting against yours, you must ask yourself, what is she really telling me? And the answer is clear. She's ready for you to make a move. Be aware of these signs. The woman you're interested in may not always speak up, but through these small physical cues, she's giving you the green light. And when she does, don't hesitate. The old Stoic wisdom teaches that inaction is often the greatest form of failure. You must seize the opportunity, not wait for another chance. The universe doesn't hand you what you want without a little nudge. These subtle signs are that nudge. You don't need to overthink it. The Stoic principles are simple. Pay attention to the small, the unnoticed, the quiet moments. These are the moments that hold the most power. When she reaches out, even if just for a brief touch, don't shrink back. You must meet her halfway. If you still don't believe that subtle physical contact is an invitation, think back to the Old Stoic teachings about patience and attentiveness. The most valuable opportunities are often wrapped in small, unspoken gestures. She's offering you a chance. Take it. Don't be the one to leave it unclaimed. So next time you're with her, and those small touches start to happen, don't let them slip by. Recognize them for what they are, green lights guiding you toward the move you should have made. Be bold, be decisive, and above all, be a man who understands the power of the subtle and the quiet. The Stoic rules demand it. 6. Start talking slower or softer. When a woman starts talking slower and softer, it's no coincidence. This shift in tone is a subtle yet powerful sign that she wants you to make a move. Understand this. She is not simply being shy or nervous, she's deliberately creating tension, the kind that draws two people together in a magnetic way. Her voice drops, her words slow down, and suddenly, the space between you two feels more intimate, charged with anticipation. This is not a casual moment. She's inviting you into her world without making an overt request. It is a signal that the time is ripe. She is testing the waters, allowing the silence to speak for her, creating a gap where you can step in. You must recognize this. There is wisdom in this. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In this moment, her desire is simple, for you to understand the silent invitation, for you to take charge. Don't wait for her to give you a blatant cue. Don't ignore the hints. The power of Stoicism lies in knowing what to do when life presents an opportunity. You are presented with one now. A moment like this is rare, and it demands action. In a world where distractions are constant, a woman speaking slower and softer is a deliberate attempt to connect. It's an invitation to make your move, to step forward with confidence. This is your chance to show that you understand what's unfolding, that you're not afraid to take the lead. The great Stoic principle of clarity and focus applies here. Clarity in recognizing the situation, and focus in taking decisive action. If you hesitate, you'll lose the moment. You must act, but do so with the precision of someone who knows exactly what to do. When she slows down, it's not a time for indecision. You must embody the mastery of life that Stoicism teaches, control over your actions, your thoughts, and your reactions. Epictetus teaches that it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. When a woman slows down her speech, it's not a random occurrence. The moment is designed, it's real, and it's up to you to recognize it and respond decisively. This is where the Stoic mindset, trained in discipline, understanding, and action, wins. Don't be the man who fails to read the signs. Don't be the man who remains passive. You must act. You must move forward. Take charge, because success in life often comes down to your ability to seize the moment and lead. When she talks slower, she is asking for you to step into the space she has created, to fill the void with action. She wants you to act, and in doing so, you will show her that you are a man who knows what he wants and how to achieve it. This is how you master life, by recognizing the signals, embracing the opportunity, and acting without hesitation. Stoicism wins, and you win with it when you apply it in these small yet significant moments. If you've noticed this shift, you're already seeing the signs that most miss. She's making room for something deeper, something more intimate. If you're ready to act on this moment, comment below. I'm ready to step closer and make it count. 7. Steps into your personal space. When a woman starts stepping into your personal space more than usual, it's rarely a random occurrence. It's a clear signal that she's interested, and you need to notice this, take it seriously, and be prepared to respond. Don't mistake it for just a coincidence or simply her being comfortable. No, these small, subtle acts are laden with meaning. When she sits closer than necessary, it's more than just a physical shift in position. It's an unspoken invitation. She could easily choose a seat farther away, but instead she gravitates toward you. This closeness is deliberate. She wants to feel your presence, wants to be near you, and, in a sense, she's giving you the chance to move closer, to match her energy. In the language of Old Stoic wisdom, this is the moment where your inner discipline and observation must kick in. An iron mind knows when to step forward and when to hold back. But don't misunderstand. This is not a moment to retreat or freeze. This is your moment to act, to respond with subtle confidence, grounded in the Stoic principle of taking thoughtful, intentional steps toward what you want. When she leans in while talking to you, that's another sign you cannot ignore. It's more than just a physical gesture. Leaning in is an expression of trust and desire for closeness. It means she's engaging with you on a deeper level. She's interested in what you have to say, and in some way is testing whether you'll meet her halfway. A man with an iron mind doesn't shy away in this situation. He stands tall and remains composed. He doesn't miss the opportunity to match her energy, to lean in as well, and share in the connection. Remember, this isn't about being invasive or overwhelming. It's about reciprocating her energy, showing her you're equally open to the proximity she's offering. This is where Stoic principles come into play. The wisdom of knowing when to advance and when to let the connection naturally unfold. You must stay present in the moment, not rush, but also not be paralyzed by indecision. Instead, follow the flow. Be responsive, not reactive. Then, there's the way she stands next to you even when there's plenty of room elsewhere. This one is subtle, yet telling. She could easily stand or sit elsewhere, but instead, she deliberately positions herself close to you. This is a deliberate act, not accidental, and it's up to you to recognize it for what it is. Her physical proximity is a manifestation of a desire for emotional connection. She's not just filling space, she's inviting you into her world, drawing you nearer with her body language. She wants to feel your presence, and by standing close, she's allowing you to choose what comes next. This is where the principles of Old Stoic wisdom can serve you best. The Stoic man is always mindful, always aware, but never anxious. Instead, he knows when to move forward and when to let things unfold. In this moment, hesitation is the enemy. You must make a decision. Will you stay in your comfort zone, or will you step forward and take the chance she's giving you? For example, imagine you're sitting on a couch with plenty of room to spread out. Yet, she sits right next to you, her legs almost touching yours. At first glance, it might seem like a simple move for comfort. But look closer. She's inviting closeness, testing boundaries, and, most importantly, giving you the opportunity to respond. She's not pushing you. She's simply offering you a space to step into. How you respond says a lot about you and your intentions. Will you acknowledge the invitation and take the next step? Will you remain passive and miss the moment? Remember, the wisdom of the Stoics teaches us that time is precious and fleeting. Don't waste it by being passive or indecisive. Instead, take action with clear intention. Recognize the signs for what they are, an invitation to connect, to take the relationship to the next level. It's not just about reacting to her physical cues, it's about making a calculated decision based on your understanding of the moment. By observing these hidden signs, her stepping into your personal space, sitting close, leaning in, and standing next to you, you're being given a chance to connect in a way that goes beyond the superficial. Don't dismiss these signs or let them pass unnoticed. You must recognize that they are a deliberate invitation to move closer, to embrace the intimacy that's waiting for you to step into. The old Stoic wisdom reminds us that in moments like these, clarity of thought and action are key. Stay true to your principles, remain composed, and don't let fear or uncertainty stop you. An iron mind knows when to act with purpose. And right now, the purpose is clear. Step into the space she's creating for you and move forward. 8. Looks visibly disappointed if you don't escalate. When she looks visibly disappointed because you didn't escalate, it's a moment of opportunity missed. She might not say anything, but the shift in her energy is palpable. This isn't about what she says. It's about what's left unspoken. You saw the signs. She was laughing. She touched your arm, gave you that look. It was an invitation, an opening, a moment where she wanted you to take the lead. You didn't. There was no flirt, no kiss, no move. And now you'll feel the consequences. She won't be angry, but you'll notice the change. She'll pull back, not out of malice, but out of doubt. The vibe is different now. It's quiet, distant. You've lost your chance, and she's left wondering if you felt the same way she did. The energy between you two shifts, and the connection you once had starts to fade. It's like a cold draft that slowly creeps into the room, and by the time you realize it, the moment is gone. This is where the wisdom of Epictetus and Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism isn't about waiting for perfect signs or second-guessing yourself. It's about clarity and decisiveness. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." In this case, the opinion you have about making a move can hold you back, paralyze you in indecision. The moment she gives you that look, that touch, you need to respond. The worst thing you can do is hesitate. Not acting is a decision in itself, and in this case, it's a decision to let the moment slip by. When you wait, you rob yourself of the opportunity to act and create a powerful connection. Don't confuse hesitation with humility. Don't convince yourself that waiting for the right moment will somehow make things easier. The right moment is now. You know it, and so does she. And if you don't act, you create doubt. She begins to wonder if you're even interested, if she's been too forward, or if you're just unsure. You let the air between you grow thick with uncertainty. That's a moment you can't get back. It's gone. And once that uncertainty creeps in, it's hard to break. You've let the chance slip through your fingers. Fortune favours the bold, as the saying goes. That's not just a catchy phrase. It's the core of Stoic philosophy. Boldness is power. Boldness is action. Epictetus' teachings revolve around the power of controlling your own fate, of not allowing outside circumstances to dictate your responses. When she's open to you, you must act. You must make the move. You must show her with actions, not just words, that you're invested. You need to prove to her that you recognize the signals, that you're aware, that you're present and ready to take charge of the situation. You are the one who must lead. She's already shown you she's open. Now it's time for you to match her energy and take the next step. The true strength lies in action. Stoic teachings emphasize the power of decisiveness. Indecision is your enemy. When you hesitate, when you second-guess, you're handing over control of the situation. Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." You must master yourself at this moment. You must be in control of your thoughts and your actions. Hesitation is a weakness. You cannot afford to hesitate. This isn't just about attraction. This is about being a man of strength, of purpose, and of control. You must be decisive. You must be confident in your actions. If you don't act, she starts to doubt. She'll begin to question your intentions. Is he really interested? Or was I just imagining things? The warmth you once shared becomes colder, and you begin to lose her. She won't keep putting herself out there for someone who doesn't take action. You must show her you care. You must take charge of the situation and show her that you're as invested in this moment as she is. Don't let her wonder. Don't let her second guess. Take control and make the move. Remember, Stoicism teaches that to win in life, you must first master yourself. When you hesitate, you lose. It's that simple. The victor is always the one who steps forward without fear, without hesitation. Every moment you delay is a chance that fades away. You are the master of your fate, and in this moment, you must seize it. Don't let it slip by. Make your move. Act with purpose. And in doing so, you'll not only win the moment, but you'll also embody the core tenets of Stoicism: boldness, control, and decisive action. Remember, the Stoicism win comes to those who don't wait, who don't hesitate, and who step into the unknown with clarity and confidence. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. Now you know what to look for. Just don't freeze when the moment comes. Trust your instincts and take action when it feels right. Remember, confidence is key, but so is respect. If you're picking up on these signs, she's probably giving you a green light. Don't overthink it, just be genuine, be bold, and go for it. If you like this, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. 10 secret signs she's deeply attracted to you but terrified you'll reject her. Old Stoic wisdom. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Eden Arbez. You're about to uncover a truth that most men overlook: the quiet signals of intense female attraction, veiled beneath a deep fear of rejection. These hidden signs, often unnoticed, reveal that a woman may be genuinely drawn to you, but is too afraid to show it. If you've spent any time around women, you probably have an instinct for recognizing when someone likes you. But here's the twist. The women who are most interested in you can sometimes be the hardest to read. They shy away from eye contact, act aloof, or deliberately play it cool. On the surface, it might seem like they're indifferent, but underneath, they're emotionally invested, just terrified of being vulnerable. Attraction is not always an overt display. In fact, it often hides beneath layers of hesitation, fear, and uncertainty. That fear is real. She's afraid that revealing her feelings might lead to rejection or embarrassment, so she holds back. If you've ever passed up an opportunity with a woman who seemed distant, yet you felt there might have been something there, you're not alone. Have you noticed a woman acting a little off around you? Perhaps she hesitated to speak or gave you a fleeting glance, only to look away just as quickly. Sometimes those small moments mean far more than you think. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on those subtle signals that a woman may be deeply attracted to you, but afraid to take the leap. Learn to spot these signs, and you'll never miss a chance again. 1. She hesitates before initiating conversations. You know the type. The woman who looks like she wants to say something, but doesn't quite know how to start. There's an undeniable attraction simmering beneath the surface, but something is holding her back, and it's not a lack of interest. She's terrified of rejection. In a world that celebrates confidence, it can be easy to overlook the fear that lurks behind the eyes of those who long to connect but are afraid to make the first move. Picture this. You catch her glancing at you from across the room, a subtle smile playing on her lips, but she hesitates, again, just before she opens her mouth to speak. It's not that she's uninterested or indifferent, quite the opposite. She's afraid of what will happen if she takes that step and you don't reciprocate. She's hoping for a sign, a small gesture that tells her it's safe to open up and let her guard down. Here's where old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoics taught us to cultivate an iron mind, a state of mental clarity and self-assurance that helps us push past fear. If you want to understand why she's hesitant, look at it through the lens of Stoic principles. Rejection is a blow to the ego, and it's natural to be apprehensive about putting yourself in a vulnerable position, especially when it involves someone who holds your interest. The fear of rejection is something we all experience, and it's deeply human, but don't let this be a barrier between you and a potential connection. If you recognize the hesitation in her, understand that her fear of rejection is what's preventing her from reaching out. You must be the one to offer the emotional security she needs. Just as the Stoics believed in controlling what we can and letting go of what we cannot, she is waiting for you to take control of the situation by showing her that there's no risk in reaching out. Don't ignore the signs, be aware of her hesitation, and don't take it as a rejection of you. That is the mistake many men make. They think that because she isn't initiating the conversation, she's not interested. The truth is, she's testing the waters, gauging your reaction. It's in these small moments of hesitation that you can show her that you're a safe harbour. You must approach the situation with confidence, but also patience. A woman who is deeply attracted to you but afraid of rejection may need more time to work up the courage to speak. But when you notice the signs, when she looks at you, pauses, then quickly looks away, take it as an opportunity to make her feel at ease. Initiate the conversation yourself with a simple greeting or comment that lets her know you're open to talking. Your response to her hesitation will speak volumes. The Stoics often emphasize the importance of leading by example, of being steady in the face of uncertainty. This is your chance to embody those Stoic principles. Be the man who doesn't shy away from discomfort or uncertainty. Don't let fear of rejection control the situation. Be bold, be confident, and most importantly, be steady. By showing her that you're not rattled by her hesitations, you reassure her that there's no reason to be afraid. The Stoic mind, strong, unshaken, and calm in the face of challenge, will win over her nerves. If you can remain grounded while she wrestles with her own fear, you'll demonstrate to her that it's safe to be vulnerable and take the leap into a meaningful conversation. Don't just sit back and wait for her to act. Show her that you're aware of her hesitation and let her know, through your actions, that rejection is not a threat. In doing so, you'll begin to build a connection rooted in trust and understanding, something far more valuable than any superficial interaction. You must be patient but firm, letting her know, without saying a word, that you're ready to embrace whatever unfolds next. That's the power of Stoic wisdom at play, a balance of strength and grace that allows you to see the world and the people in it for what they truly are. In this case, you're not just dealing with a woman who's scared to speak to you. You're engaging with someone whose desire is only tempered by the fear of vulnerability. And that's where you can step in, gently guiding her into a conversation where both of you can drop the defenses and discover something real. 2. She avoids direct eye contact, but steals glances. One of the most profound signs that a woman is deeply attracted to you, yet terrified of rejection, is how she navigates the delicate dance of eye contact. You might notice this. She avoids direct eye contact, but is constantly stealing glances at you when you least expect it. It's a subtle game, but one that carries a deep emotional current. Eye contact is the unspoken language of attraction, and for some, it can be downright terrifying. The vulnerability that comes with looking into someone's eyes can make even the most confident person feel exposed. The old Stoic rules teach us that true strength lies not in what we show, but in what we control. In her case, she may consciously avoid locking eyes with you because, deep down, she knows that once she lets her gaze linger, there's no turning back. She's afraid of revealing the depth of her emotions, the intensity of her attraction, and the possibility of rejection. But the signs are there, hidden in the way she steals quick glances at you when she thinks you're not looking. Don't mistake this for indifference. That is not the case. Her behavior is a mixture of fear and desire, a cocktail of emotions that she is too scared to fully embrace. She might glance at you for a split second, then quickly look away, as if caught in a moment of weakness. But make no mistake, she's drawn to you. Her gaze flickers toward you because her heart knows what her mind is trying to suppress. If you were to meet her eyes, you'd see the truth. But she knows that if you make the first move, if you lock eyes and let the moment linger, it could open a door to intimacy that she isn't quite ready to step through. This is where Stoic wisdom can help you. Be patient. Don't rush her into a situation where she might feel forced to confront her fear of rejection. The practical Stoicism of the ancient philosophers teaches us to manage our emotions, to keep our composure when faced with uncertainty. The same applies here. You must be the one who remains calm and composed, recognizing that her fleeting glances are not just random, but a silent invitation to deeper connection. Recognize that she's afraid, not of you, but of the vulnerability that comes with letting someone in. The Stoics would say that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. And here, her courage is showing itself in those stolen glances. It takes courage to look at someone you're attracted to, only to quickly look away before they can catch you. It's a subtle signal, but it's there, and it's powerful. You must not dismiss these small moments. Instead, embrace them. Be mindful of the delicate signals she's sending, and respect her boundaries. Her behavior is a reflection of the inner turmoil she's experiencing, desire and fear battling for dominance. If you're patient, if you play the game with the grace of a Stoic, you'll see that she will gradually become more comfortable in your presence. Over time, she may even begin to trust you enough to allow those stolen glances to become longer moments of connection. Remember, in the world of practical stoicism, patience and understanding are your greatest allies. Don't push her, don't rush her, but be ready when the moment comes. When she feels secure enough, when she believes you won't reject her, she'll slowly allow her gaze to meet yours. The key is not to chase the moment, but to be present for it. Let her make the move when she's ready, and until then, cherish the beauty of the silent, subtle signs she's giving you. The way she avoids direct eye contact but steals glances is just one of the many signs that she's attracted to you but terrified of rejection. It's a delicate, beautiful dance. And just like the Stoics taught, it's all about mastering the art of patience, understanding, and self-control. If you follow this path, you'll create the space for something deeper to unfold, and when the time is right, her eyes will meet yours with a clarity that she can no longer deny. In the end, the Stoic rules remind us, attraction is a complex thing. Be aware, be patient, and don't let fear govern your actions. Whether it's through the silent glance or the bold gaze, the truth of her feelings will eventually be revealed. Just give it time. Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. We're moving forward with even more powerful tactics to leave a lasting impact on their minds. Get ready for the next move, one that deepens their connection to you in ways they can't ignore. If you are ready, comment, "Let's go." Let's move forward. 3. She fidgets with nervous energy around you. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, yet terrified of rejection, her body often betrays her, revealing the intense emotions she's trying to control. One of the most powerful signs to look for is fidgeting. She may twirl her hair, adjust her clothes repeatedly, or tap her foot, all while trying to appear calm on the surface. This nervous energy is a reflection of her excitement and uncertainty, a cocktail of emotions that stem from a powerful attraction, but also from the fear of potential rejection. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same principle applies here. Her fidgeting shows her emotional vulnerability, the desire to connect with you, but also the internal conflict that she is desperately trying to hide. Understanding this is key to mastering the dynamics of attraction. You must realize that this subtle, almost unconscious behavior is a sign of her interest. In modern life, where so many are afraid to show their emotions openly, this fidgeting is a clue that she is invested in you, yet hesitant. You must recognize it and move with confidence. It's a challenge you can win. This is not about playing games. It's about understanding the unspoken cues that women give when they are emotionally invested, yet scared. Take a deep breath, stay composed, and make your move with calm certainty. This is a moment where you have the upper hand. Be the one who leads. Don't wait for her to make the first move. She won't. It's in your hands now. This is where the paths of wisdom, as taught by Stoicism, provide clarity. Remember that the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. As Epictetus would advise, win her over by being the man who takes charge without hesitation. Keep your calm, act decisively, and the fear of rejection she feels will be shattered by your strength and confidence. In moments like these, Stoicism is your greatest ally. By mastering your own mind and emotions, you will attract and win the woman you desire. When she fidgets around you, don't hesitate. She is signaling her desire, and you have the power to make it real. It's time to step into your strength, own your emotions, and use the wisdom of the Stoics to guide you to victory in this interaction. You are not just reacting to the signs, you are shaping the outcome. 4. She asks indirect questions about your relationships. When it comes to the subtle dance of attraction, there are those hidden signals that women give off when they are deeply interested in you, but fear the sting of rejection. They don't want to expose themselves too early, to let their hearts be vulnerable to the possibility of being turned away. One of the clearest signs she's terrified to reveal her true feelings is when she starts asking indirect questions about your relationships. It's not a coincidence that she casually drops phrases like, "Are you dating anyone?" or "Bet your girlfriend's lucky." These aren't just innocent questions, they're her way of testing the waters. She's not directly opening up her heart just yet, but she's cleverly probing to see where you stand emotionally, hoping the response will give her a clue about whether it's safe to express her feelings. This is a delicate moment, and you must recognize it for what it is. It's a challenge of the mind, and Old Stoic wisdom can provide the clarity you need. Remember, true strength lies in your ability to understand the signals and not rush to conclusions. Do not get confused by her casual tone. It's the perfect example of the Stoic principles in action. She is demonstrating a quiet, calculated vulnerability that, though veiled, speaks volumes about her attraction. If you're wise, you'll understand that in such moments, the use of an iron mind is critical. Stay composed. Do not rush to comfort her or attempt to ease the tension she's created around her fears of rejection. Instead, be patient and discerning. This is the time to tap into your own inner Stoic strength. Don't let her indirect questions derail you or make you act out of impulse. This is about understanding her without judgment, offering her the space to reveal herself in her own time. But you must also recognize that your response, or lack of one, will be just as telling as her questions. You should be deliberate and measured, allowing her to understand that you too are intrigued, but not easily swayed by casual inquiries. This moment, like all moments of emotional vulnerability, is one of testing and learning. She's testing how safe she feels in your presence, and you're testing her ability to maintain composure in the face of potential rejection. This back and forth, this silent exchange, is where the Stoic principles of patience and control come to the forefront. You must be aware that these indirect questions aren't just about gathering information. No, they are more than that. They are a glimpse into the deeper workings of her mind. She's navigating a maze of self-doubt, trying to figure out if it's worth the risk to go deeper with you. The irony here is that by asking these questions, she's revealing just how much she cares, how much she hopes you'll answer, in a way that signals it's safe to venture into something more profound. And, like any wise man guided by Old Stoic wisdom, you must remain calm, collected, and unwavering. Don't rush into answering, but let your response mirror your Stoic ability to process what's happening without panic. Remember, an iron mind is built not through quick reactions, but through disciplined thought. When faced with such indirect queries, do not give in to the temptation to give her a pat answer. Instead, make her question a part of a bigger, ongoing conversation that deepens her trust and pulls her closer without exposing her fears too soon. That is where the true mastery of attraction lies, seeing beyond her indirect inquiries, sensing the deeper motivations, and responding with the poise and strength of someone who is grounded in Stoic principles. If this insight resonates with you, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable wisdom. Comment to remember, the quietest questions often hold the deepest emotions. 5. She listens intently to your conversations. There's an old saying, the eyes may be the windows to the soul, but when it comes to attraction, it's the ears that truly reveal the depth of interest. If a woman is deeply drawn to you but is afraid of rejection, she won't just hear your words, she'll listen to them. That's right. She absorbs the details of your stories, your struggles, your dreams. She'll take mental notes, as if she's preparing to hold a private conversation with you at any given moment, remembering the things you've mentioned months ago. But here's where it gets interesting, and where Stoic wisdom can guide you. Stoicism teaches us to observe the world and people around us, without getting too emotionally attached to the outcomes. So, be aware when she listens so intently, and do not misinterpret this as mere politeness. This is her way of signaling that she is emotionally invested in you, carefully weighing every word you say. And while this might seem subtle, it's powerful. It's a way for her to guard herself from fully exposing her feelings. Don't brush it off as coincidence when she brings up a casual mention you made about your favourite band, or the stressful day you had at work last week. If she references small details from past conversations, it means she's not just interested, she's attuned to you, and she is carefully monitoring your responses, trying to determine if you feel the same way. That is precisely where Stoic rules come into play. In the face of attraction and uncertainty, remember, observe without judgment. Do not jump to conclusions. Recognize these moments as opportunities to gauge her level of interest without letting your emotions cloud your judgment. So, here's the truth. If she's recalling your preferences, the color of your shirt when you had a bad day, or how you feel about a certain song, she's paying attention, and she's trying to connect. This shows that she's not just hearing you, she's listening with her heart and mind. And it's not only about trying to impress you with her memory, it's about showing you that she's emotionally involved. You need to respond with awareness. Be present when she brings up these details, because they're not just filler conversation. She's testing the waters, and you must understand that your reaction will give her the clarity she's craving. If you dismiss or forget what she said, it sends a clear message that you aren't paying attention to her. And let's face it, no woman wants to invest emotional energy into someone who doesn't care enough to remember. Do not get too caught up in your own distractions. Be present. Show her that you appreciate the attention she's giving you. This is where practical stoicism comes in. You don't have to overwhelm her with emotions or proclamations. Just show that you recognize her attentiveness and reciprocate that energy. Respond thoughtfully. Speak with intention. Let her know that you value her presence in your life. Remember, attraction isn't just about chemistry or physicality. It's a mental and emotional connection built on understanding and respect. Stoicism teaches us the importance of understanding the world as it is, without projecting expectations or anxieties. Similarly, when she listens so intently, she's not demanding anything from you. She's waiting for you to reveal who you truly are, and to see if you'll reciprocate her emotional investment. If she brings up the smallest details of your favourite movie, a joke you once made, a conversation you had months ago, this is a clear sign that she's deeply engaged. Don't ignore this. Women do not invest energy into someone unless they see potential. If she's keeping track of your likes and dislikes, your highs and lows, it's because she sees you as something more than just a casual acquaintance. So let the old Stoic wisdom guide your actions here. Approach these moments of emotional investment with clarity. Be steady. Be consistent. Don't get swept up in uncertainty or doubt. Respond with confidence, knowing that attraction often lies in the subtle, often unnoticed exchanges we have. Don't let her efforts go unnoticed. And more importantly, do not waste this opportunity to connect. You see, when a woman listens intently, it's not a coincidence. She is trying to understand you on a deeper level. She is trying to figure out if you feel the same way about her. And that's where your response matters. Use Stoic wisdom to see the bigger picture. Stay calm, stay aware, and recognize that her listening closely is a reflection of her interest. It's a signal that she's emotionally invested. If you pick up on this subtle cue, you can take things forward with intention, respect, and understanding. Remember, attraction doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that speak the loudest. 6. She remembers the small details of your past. It's not just that she listens, it's that she feels what you're saying. She picks up on the unspoken truths and understands the emotional weight of your words. Think about it. A woman who is deeply attracted to you will recall even the most minor moments you've shared, like a heartbreak from years ago or a dream you once mentioned in passing. She remembers not just the facts, but the emotions wrapped around them. Why? Because she's invested. Her mind lingers on the things that matter most to you. Whether you've noticed it or not, this is a sign of emotional intimacy, and it's a powerful one. It's not just a casual conversation. It's a deep connection she's forging without saying a word. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When a woman invests in your emotional world, it's a rare and valuable gift. It's not something you'll find in every relationship. This sign is for the man who truly understands what is at stake. When you seek genuine, lasting connections. She may be terrified of rejection, of course, and that fear may be why she hasn't outright told you how she feels. She might be testing the waters, waiting for the right moment to see how you'll respond. But trust me, this is the kind of woman who sees you. She doesn't just look at you, she observes, she listens, and she remembers the small, important things. To her, those details are far more than just fleeting memories. They're pieces of your life, and she's absorbing them because she values you deeply. In our modern world of distractions and superficiality, this is no small feat. It's a testament to the strength of her attraction to you, and it's a signal you cannot ignore. Don't let fear of rejection cloud your judgment. Be bold, but wise. There is immense power in Stoic wisdom, and the paths of wisdom taught by Epictetus can guide you here. Remember this. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your ability to engage with her, to recognize her subtle signals, and to embrace the connection she's offering will determine the course of your relationship. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll miss your chance. Instead, act decisively. Recognize the signs and honor them. You must act with the wisdom and confidence of a man who understands what it means to truly be seen by another. You have to master the art of patience and emotional awareness, and that comes with experience. Your role in this dynamic is crucial. You have to acknowledge that not all feelings are openly expressed. You must read between the lines and understand what's being communicated without words. Don't wait for a loud declaration or grand gesture. She's already telling you everything you need to know with the quiet details she remembers about your life. She's waiting for you to recognize the depth of her feelings, and when you do, you'll see how far she's willing to go for you. This is your moment to step up. Master the skills of observation, emotional intelligence, and patience. The paths of wisdom have always taught us that our greatest power lies in mastering ourselves, in understanding those around us, and in recognizing the quiet but powerful signs that can change our lives. Follow the path of Epictetus. Don't let fear or insecurity drive your decisions. Instead, choose wisdom and clarity. You must recognize the depth of her attention, the strength of her emotions, and the quiet but powerful way she's telling you she's deeply attracted to you. And when you do, you'll realize that this is the beginning of something truly special. Take charge of the moment and don't let it slip away. Your future relationship will depend on how well you read and respond to these signs. Don't underestimate them. If you've noticed how she remembers the smallest details about your past, you know she's invested in you. She sees you beyond the surface. Now, it's time to act on that connection. Drop a comment right now. I'm the man who recognizes true investment. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remember, real connections aren't about what's said, they're about what's remembered. 7. She subtly mirrors your body language. It's one of the most powerful signs that she's drawn to you, and yet it's often overlooked. You might not even realize it, but when you cross your arms, she does the same. You lean forward, she follows suit. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a sign of something deeper, a form of silent communication that speaks volumes. It's called social synchrony, and it's a clear indication that she feels a connection with you. Her body mirrors yours because, on a subconscious level, she feels emotionally attuned to you. It's like a dance where no one has to lead, and yet everything flows effortlessly. But here's the catch. She's doing this because she's attracted to you, but also terrified. Terrified that you might reject her, that you might not see this silent bond for what it is. And while it may seem like a small gesture, this mirroring is deeply profound. It speaks to the essence of human connection and the old Stoic wisdom that teaches us that actions often speak louder than words. In this case, her actions are saying everything. So pay attention. The next time you notice her mirroring your movements, understand that this is no random coincidence. It's a signal that she's deeply attracted to you, even if she hasn't found the courage to openly express it. This is where Stoic principles come in. Don't rush, don't push. Recognize the signal. Be present in the moment and let things unfold naturally. An iron mind knows when to observe, when to act, and when to let things take their course. This subtle mirroring of body language shows a deep emotional resonance. It's not just about her copying your movements, it's about her aligning herself with your energy, feeling connected, and showing vulnerability through actions rather than words. You must be aware of the signals, and you must understand their meaning, for this is a chance to move forward with confidence and clarity, guided by Stoic principles and a steady, unshakable resolve. Recognizing these signs is a mark of wisdom, a sign of emotional intelligence. She's testing the waters. Will you recognize the depth of the connection? Will you be brave enough to acknowledge the bond she's silently offering? The power is in your hands, but only if you have the awareness and the iron mind to seize it. Don't ignore these subtle gestures. In her silent actions, she's telling you everything you need to know. So embrace this moment. Use the clarity that Stoic wisdom provides, and understand that the path to emotional connection is often paved with small, powerful signs like this. Recognize them, act decisively, and watch the connection deepen. 8. She laughs nervously or awkwardly around you. Have you ever cracked a joke that wasn't all that funny, but she still laughed anyway? You could sense it. Maybe it was a bit too much. Almost like she was trying to impress you or hide something. This isn't just about trying to be polite. It's something deeper. You see, when a woman is attracted to you but is afraid of being rejected, her laughter becomes a sign of nervous excitement. And this is a clue, a rather revealing one, if you know how to spot it. It's the kind of laugh that comes across as slightly higher pitched than usual, the one she gives when she's not quite sure how to respond but doesn't want to seem standoffish. You've heard it before, the awkward chuckle or giggle that almost feels like a mask, trying to hide the nervousness bubbling beneath the surface. This is a signal of deeper attraction, masked by an emotional energy that she's struggling to contain. Now, let's dig deeper, shall we? Why does this happen? It's simple. A woman who's drawn to you doesn't want to come across as desperate or too eager. She doesn't want to show her vulnerability, and this emotional tension manifests itself in the form of a nervous laugh. It's a subtle yet powerful sign that, beneath that laugh, there's an underlying pull, a desire that's not fully expressed, perhaps because she's uncertain about how you'll respond. This reaction is more common than you might think, and it follows the ancient wisdom of practical Stoicism, where one learns to control one's outward reactions to inner emotions. In Stoic philosophy, there's the idea that we should never give away too much, remain composed, even when emotions are running high. Women, much like anyone, have a natural instinct to appear calm, even when they're feeling the storm of attraction. This laughter is her attempt to maintain that composure, even when the heart is beating a little faster. The Stoic rule is all about mastering one's emotions, understanding them, and not letting them control you. And that's exactly what this nervous laugh reveals. She's trying to maintain control over her feelings of attraction, but the signs leak out anyway. She's doing her best to stick to the Stoic principle of keeping calm, but that nervous laugh betrays her true emotions. Don't mistake this for an absence of interest. Far from it. The opposite is often true. Her nervous laughter can be the most genuine form of attraction she can express without completely exposing herself. It's almost like the humour serves as a buffer between her and you. She wants to be close to you, but the fear of rejection stops her from letting her guard down completely. So, instead of saying what's on her mind, she laughs. You must understand this. Nervous laughter doesn't mean she's uninterested or unsure about you in a negative way. It means she's battling an inner tension, excitement mixed with fear. It's the very essence of attraction. She might even be asking herself, what if he doesn't feel the same way? And so, the laughter becomes her way of masking the vulnerability she's trying to protect. It's a silent struggle between desire and self. Preservation. To take this further, understand that this nervous laugh could also be a reflection of a deeper Stoic principle, that of emotional resilience. In ancient Stoic teachings, men and women alike were encouraged to fortify themselves against the unpredictability of life and relationships. But the heart, though resilient, can only withstand so much. The nervous laugh, therefore, is not weakness. It's a coping mechanism, a way to soften the overwhelming emotions that would otherwise show through. If you notice this behavior around you, take it as a sign of attraction, but also as an invitation to approach her with care. Understand that beneath that nervous laugh, there's a woman who's drawn to you, but she's also afraid of being vulnerable. Don't make her feel more nervous by pushing too hard. Instead, be patient, be kind, and show that you too are interested. This way, you're aligning yourself with the Stoic teachings of emotional balance, being open yet measured. Nervous laughter isn't just a superficial reaction. It's an important sign of deeper emotional currents, of attraction, but also of fear. It's her way of showing interest while trying to guard her heart, and it's a subtle sign that, despite her nerves, she's trying to connect with you. So the next time she laughs awkwardly or nervously around you, don't dismiss it. Recognize it for what it is, an emotional dance that stems from attraction and a little bit of fear. Use the practical stoicism of understanding her emotions to guide your next move, and you'll find yourself more connected to her than ever before. If you find this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I radiate confidence and attract positive energy. 9. She finds excuses to touch you. Physical touch is a powerful, undeniable sign of attraction. When a woman likes you but fears the risk of rejection, she will often find subtle, calculated excuses to touch you. It might be as simple as a brief brush of the arm, a gentle nudge, or a fleeting touch on your shoulder during conversation. These moments may seem insignificant at first glance, but they carry weight. These gestures are not random. They are deliberate, conveying a deep, underlying interest that she is hesitant to fully express. Understand this. She is testing the waters, looking for reassurance, seeking your response before making any bold moves. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In this case, she is not seeking grand gestures, but rather a clear sign of your receptivity. The key to recognizing this subtlety is your own awareness. You must watch for the small signs, the way she mirrors your movements or makes excuses to close the physical distance between you. Don't overlook these actions. They reveal more about her feelings than words ever could. But don't mistake this for a weakness. In fact, these signs of subtle attraction require great courage. She's vulnerable, walking the fine line between confidence and fear. Fear that you might reject her. Fear that the connection may not be returned. In modern life, men often miss these crucial moments because they're waiting for a bold declaration or an overt act. But life doesn't always present us with grand gestures. Sometimes the smallest signs speak the loudest. The paths of wisdom demand we recognize the importance of these quiet moments, just as Stoic teachings urge us to seek the truth in the details of everyday life. This is a reminder that true mastery lies not in the obvious, but in the ability to read between the lines, to grasp the subtle cues, and to act with purpose. Remember, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. This wisdom applies to your approach in relationships too. If you sense hesitation, approach with confidence and respect. You must give her the space to express herself fully while maintaining your composure and assurance. Don't rush. Don't force anything. Let the natural progression of connection unfold, guided by the principles of Stoicism, patience, presence, and self-control. Keep your focus on being the man who is calm under pressure, who recognizes subtlety and acts with decisiveness. By understanding the signals, you'll master the art of attraction, creating a dynamic where both parties feel seen, respected, and understood. This is the way of the Stoic. Let the paths of wisdom guide you through the dance of attraction, and you will find yourself moving toward victory in relationships. As the great philosopher reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Don't wait for things to happen, make them happen. Be proactive, understand the signs, and lead with confidence. 10. She shows interest in your personal life. When a woman takes a genuine interest in your personal life, it's not just casual curiosity, it's a powerful, yet often overlooked, signal that she's deeply attracted to you, but the fear of rejection holds her back. Don't miss this. If she asks about your day, your plans, or your experiences, everything from the mundane to the extraordinary, it's a clear indicator that she wants to know more about who you are at your core. This is no fleeting small talk, it's her way of establishing a deeper connection, despite her internal hesitations. In fact, she's likely terrified that you'll shut her out, and that fear keeps her on the edge of vulnerability. But this effort, this willingness to step out of her comfort zone, reveals something much more profound. Her attraction to you runs deeper than what meets the eye. You see, in the realm of human connection, vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but the great Stoic philosophers, who mastered the iron mind, would argue otherwise. Stoic principles teach us that vulnerability is, in fact, a sign of strength. It's a demonstration of one's courage to face the unknown, to embrace the risk of being hurt in order to find something greater. So when she asks about your life, your thoughts, your struggles, it's not just about seeking information, it's about opening a door to a richer, more meaningful bond. She's testing the waters, hoping you'll welcome her curiosity with warmth and openness, so she can feel secure enough to cross that threshold into your world. Understand this. While her fear of rejection might make her hesitant or even guarded at times, her interest is rooted in the desire to form a stronger connection. Be the one who recognizes this effort and meets her with equal sincerity. Don't shy away from sharing your thoughts, your experiences, and even your weaknesses. This exchange, based on trust and openness, is precisely what nurtures attraction and transforms it into something more substantial. And here's the beauty of it. This process of opening up and connecting is exactly where Old Stoic wisdom can guide you. Stoicism teaches us that the strength of our character is built through self-reflection and through the willingness to face discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of being vulnerable or the discomfort of facing the fear of rejection. You must understand that her asking about your day to day life is more than just idle conversation. It's a subtle invitation to reveal more of yourself, an invitation she's extending with a mix of both hope and fear. If you want to unlock the door to a deeper connection, you must be willing to take that step too. Don't be afraid to reciprocate. Don't be afraid to open up in return. Be the one who offers the same level of curiosity and engagement. This reciprocal exchange is what builds the foundation of any relationship. Be patient. If you respond with warmth and authenticity, it will break down any walls of fear and hesitation she may have. And just like that, you'll have crossed the threshold from casual acquaintance to something more profound. Incorporating the Stoic principles into your life, embracing courage, resilience, and openness will make you not only more attractive, but also more capable of navigating the complexities of relationships. By demonstrating an iron mind in the face of fear and doubt, you create an environment where she feels safe to express her feelings. So, when she shows interest in your personal life, see it for what it truly is, an opportunity to connect on a deeper level and to forge a bond rooted in mutual understanding and respect. Don't shy away from it. Seize it and let the Stoic principles guide you toward building something meaningful and lasting. Now that you understand the hidden signs of female attraction, pay close attention the next time you're around someone who might be into you. Sometimes, the love that could change your life is the one that almost never got spoken out loud, hidden behind hesitation and fear. Don't let these quiet cues slip past you. When you learn to recognize them, you'll no longer miss those important moments. If you've ever experienced a situation where you realized too late someone was interested, drop your story in the comments. We want to hear from you. Let's continue the conversation about how to navigate attraction, connection, and the subtle cues of the heart. Got value from this video? Give it a like, subscribe, and share with someone who might be missing the signs too. Let's dive into more content on emotional intelligence and relationships that truly matter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. and keep paying attention to those little signs. They might just lead to something big. Seven signs they like you so much, they can't hide it anymore. Old Stoic wisdom. Welcome to our channel. It's Stoicismwin, where you discover fascinating and practical knowledge from the Stoic philosophers to lead a meaningful and virtuous life. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, when you are troubled by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt an unspoken connection, as if they were trying to hide their feelings from you? Not in a deceitful way, but more like they were trying to resist the urge to smile, to look at you a moment longer, or to touch your hand a bit too long. Sometimes people fall for you but try their best to keep it hidden, yet eventually their emotions spill over. Their body language betrays their hidden affection. Their voice softens, their energy shifts, and suddenly it's clear they can no longer conceal their feelings. In today's exploration, we'll reveal 7 undeniable signs they like you so much they can't hide it anymore. These aren't just the usual predictable tips you might have heard elsewhere. No, these signs are subtle, rooted in emotional depth, and backed by timeless psychological wisdom. Let's dive in. Sign 1. Their eyes apologize for wanting you. There's an undeniable truth about the way someone's eyes behave when they like you, something they simply can't hide. It's not a matter of control, it's the pull of their inner emotions, governed by forces beyond their conscious mind. You'll notice it in the way their eyes linger on you when they think you're not looking, only to quickly dart away the moment you catch them. It's a subtle yet powerful confession, one that reveals an internal battle they cannot fully suppress. They want to connect, to share their affection, but the old Stoic wisdom whispers that vulnerability is a double-edged sword, and so they remain guarded as their gaze betrays them. This is no mere coincidence. What you're seeing is the manifestation of cognitive dissonance, an internal tug of war between desire and restraint. Their brain yearns to connect with you, to bask in the reward of eye contact, which is scientifically proven to trigger dopamine release, that sweet pleasure chemical that makes us feel alive. But at the same time, their social conditioning, the lessons learned from society and culture, tell them to hide such emotions, to mask their vulnerability. The result? A magnetic gaze that burns with unspoken words, but is fleeting, like a quick spark that's afraid to catch fire. This is where the beauty of Stoic principles comes in. The Stoics understood the importance of maintaining composure in the face of internal turmoil. They didn't deny their emotions, rather they mastered them, turning restraint into strength. But let's be real, when someone is drawn to you, their eyes can't help but reveal the truth. The dance between longing and control becomes a silent apology, a confession they can't put into words. It's as if their eyes are saying, "I want you, but I'm afraid," all while trying to hold on to the iron mind of Stoicism that teaches us to manage our desires, not be ruled by them. This unspoken exchange between their gaze and yours speaks louder than words ever could. In the end, their eyes reveal everything they are too afraid to say. The hesitation, the darting glances, the subtle shift in focus, they are the silent markers of someone who is trying to maintain control, but their heart and mind are in conflict. They are torn between the pleasure of connection and the need for emotional armor. And that, my friend, is where the true beauty lies. They are showing you their vulnerability, and it's in those fleeting moments that their desire becomes a confession they simply cannot hide. So don't mistake the quick glance or the diverted gaze for anything less than an old Stoic wisdom at play. Their eyes might say one thing, but the struggle within them, torn between connection and restraint, is the real story unfolding. The more you understand this delicate balance of longing and control, the better you'll understand just how much they care, even if they won't say it outright. In the end, their eyes will always tell you the truth. if only you're willing to listen. Sign 2. Their body angles toward you, even when they're not talking. Have you ever been in a room full of people, in the middle of a lively group conversation, and yet, somehow, you felt like someone's attention was fixated solely on you? Their eyes, their posture, the subtle lean of their body all seem to be angled toward you, even though they're not actively engaging with you in conversation. There's no denying it. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a clear signal that they like you, and they can't hide it anymore. This unconscious behavior, often referred to as proxemics, is the way humans use space and body orientation to convey feelings and intentions. Whether you're aware of it or not, our bodies are constantly sending out signals, revealing what we truly feel inside. And when someone likes you, their body can't help but turn toward you, signaling a strong desire to be closer to you, even when they're not actively speaking. Take a moment to observe. When someone's feet or shoulders naturally lean in your direction, it's not just a random gesture. It's a body language cue that says, "I want to be closer to you." When they mirror your gestures, your posture, or even your facial expressions, it's their body giving away their feelings. They might not verbally say anything, but their body language is doing all the talking. This is a form of silent communication that's hard to fake. The Stoic rule of understanding non-verbal signals teaches us to pay attention to what is unsaid, what the body is telling us in moments of silence. This powerful form of communication goes deeper than just a simple gesture. It's rooted in human nature. When someone likes you, they instinctively position themselves closer to you, even without realizing it. They might shift their feet, lean their body, or tilt their head in your direction, each movement subconsciously drawn toward you as if their body is on autopilot, following the gravitational pull of your presence. In these moments, it's clear. Their attraction to you is no longer something they can hide. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian's famous research on body language supports this idea, revealing that over 50% of communication is non-verbal. So, while words are important, they only tell part of the story. What truly matters, what you should be paying attention to, is how someone positions themselves around you. This physical alignment, this orientation toward you, is an unmistakable sign of emotional investment. It speaks volumes about their feelings, even if they're not saying a word. Be mindful of these body cues. In the world of practical Stoicism, it's often the silent signals that reveal the deepest truths. The body does not lie. A person might say one thing, but their posture, their gestures, and their unspoken movements tell you what's really going on beneath the surface. Don't be fooled by words alone. Focus on the subtle yet powerful language of the body. You must understand this. Even when someone is silent, their body can betray their true feelings. It's not just a matter of proximity, it's about energy. When someone is deeply invested in you, their physical alignment will naturally reflect that emotional pull. The next time you're in a group setting, pay attention to the people around you. Watch their body language. Are they angled toward you, even when they're not the center of the conversation? Are they unconsciously mirroring your movements? If so, congratulations. They may be revealing their feelings to you in the most honest and unguarded way possible. This is a concept that transcends words and taps into the core of human connection. The Stoic rule of recognizing what's unsaid allows us to observe these non-verbal signals and interpret them accurately. You don't need to rely solely on words or gestures to understand someone's feelings. Sometimes their body is saying everything you need to know. In the end, these subtle but powerful cues are clear indicators that someone likes you more than they're letting on. Their body is saying, "I want to be near you, I'm drawn to you, and I can't hide it anymore." Keep an eye out for these signs, because in the world of practical Stoicism, we know that actions often speak louder than words. If you've noticed someone's body naturally turning towards you, even when they're not speaking, then you're seeing the unspoken truth of their attraction. It's a sign they can't hide their feelings any longer. Drop a comment right now. Their body speaks louder than words. Like this video subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remind yourself daily, actions are louder than silence. Sign 3. They say your name more than necessary. When someone says your name more than necessary, it's far from a simple habit. It's a deep subconscious signal of their affection. This is not just politeness or an attempt to sound considerate. It's a powerful form of emotional communication, one that is ingrained in our psychology. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That applies here. The act of saying your name repeatedly speaks volumes. It's an indication that this person is thinking about you, cherishing you, and trying to draw you in, even when you're not around. Hearing your own name activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine, the chemical that makes us feel good, appreciated, and valued. The repeated use of your name isn't random. It's their subconscious mind sending a signal that you matter to them. In the context of Stoicism, we are taught to observe and act, not to simply react. This situation calls for observation of the subtle but meaningful ways someone is trying to connect with you. When someone is genuinely interested in you, they naturally incorporate your name into conversation more often than usual. Why? Because it creates a bond. It's a powerful way of connecting emotionally without words being explicitly spoken. It's about fostering intimacy. When they say your name, it's their way of making you feel like you belong, like you're uniquely special to them. It's an invitation to be closer, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. And this is not just a small act, it's a deeply human one. Psychologically, hearing your name repeatedly doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you feel seen, heard, and important. The act of saying your name shows they're paying attention to you, that you are not just another person in the room, but someone they truly care about. They're using your name to anchor your presence in their mind, even in your absence. In today's world, where people often feel disconnected, where distractions pull us away from meaningful interactions, these moments become even more significant. The repetition of your name is a subtle but profound gesture, an affirmation of your value in their eyes. It's the kind of thing we need to notice, to recognize the small, powerful actions that signal deeper feelings. You must understand that this is not just a conversation tactic. It's a strategic way of signaling affection, a powerful signal of someone trying to keep you close, both mentally and emotionally. The paths of wisdom laid out by Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us to observe and react with clarity. This isn't a moment for hesitation or confusion. It's an opportunity for connection. Think about it. When you're interested in someone, their name becomes one of the sweetest sounds in the world. It's not the frequency of the name that matters, but the intent behind it. The same applies when someone you care about repeats your name. It's their way of telling you, without using words, that they want you to be part of their mental world. You are occupying their thoughts. They may not even realize it, but they are subconsciously pulling you closer, making sure you know that you're important to them. This is the heart of the Stoic teaching: emotional self, awareness, mastery of one's reactions, and the power of presence. Don't overlook these signs. They're there for a reason. When you start noticing how often someone says your name, don't dismiss it as something insignificant. Recognize it as a powerful, almost primal form of connection. This act, small though it may seem, is a reflection of their deeper emotional state. They are letting you know, in the most intimate way, that you matter to them. This is what it means to master life, to be aware of these silent, powerful gestures that convey much more than words ever could. As Epictetus would teach us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In other words, don't chase grand gestures. Pay attention to the small, meaningful signs of affection and recognize them for what they truly are. You must learn to appreciate these signs. They aren't just words. They are a key to emotional intimacy. If you can recognize and value these subtle indicators, you can master the art of deeper connection in your own relationships. This understanding is the path of wisdom. It's the essence of Stoicism, recognizing the invisible, observing the actions that reveal deeper truths. You must internalize this. When someone repeatedly says your name, it's their heart speaking to yours. They're trying to draw you in, to make you a part of their world, to keep you mentally and emotionally present with them. Don't ignore this call. Understand it, recognize its value, and allow it to guide you toward more meaningful, fulfilling connections. This is how you win in the game of life. Sign 4. People tell you they talk about you a lot. When you hear that someone constantly brings you up in conversation, don't brush it off as coincidence. It's more than just idle chatter. This is an undeniable clue. Friends, colleagues, or acquaintances telling you that someone talks about you a lot is no accident. This is emotional displacement at its finest, a clever, albeit indirect, way of expressing their feelings. Instead of confronting the possibility of rejection, they channel their affection through others, sharing their thoughts on you indirectly. It's a protective mechanism, a way to let their attraction slip into the open without the risk of being vulnerable. By mentioning you in casual conversations, even in the most unexpected contexts, they are keeping you front and center in their world. You become a part of their day, day thoughts, so much so that your name emerges naturally, almost as if it were meant to be there. It's not a forced mention, but rather a subconscious need to include you in their ongoing narrative. Think of it as their way of processing emotions, as if they're running through their own thoughts about you, seeking validation or even advice from others. It's as though they want to test the waters before diving into the depths of more direct interaction with you. This kind of behavior can manifest subtly. Maybe someone casually mentions that another person can't stop talking about you, or that your name has come up more than once in their discussions. It's a sign of an emotional undercurrent that can't be fully concealed. The irony here is that the more they try to hide their affection, the more it leaks out into the conversations of others, inadvertently revealing just how deeply you've impacted them. Their emotions, much like the Old Stoic wisdom suggests, can only be suppressed for so long before they manifest in some way. And this is one of the clearest signs. Their thoughts and feelings are spilling over, and they're unwittingly sharing them with the world. If multiple people start telling you that someone talks about you regularly, it's a signal that your presence has a lasting impact on them. It's not just casual banter anymore. It's a persistent thread woven into the fabric of their daily life. The old Stoic principles teach us that the mind must be disciplined, and yet even the most controlled individuals can't always suppress their deeper feelings. And here lies the paradox. No matter how much they try to hide their affection, it inevitably escapes, leaving you with a profound sense of how much you truly matter to them. So remember, when people speak of you in this way, take it seriously. Your presence has left an impression, and that impression is now part of their reality, whether they are fully aware of it or not. This is your cue to notice the subtle shifts. Don't overlook the moments when others tell you, "They've been talking about you again?" Don't let the irony of this emotional strategy slip past you. The more they try to control or conceal their feelings, the more they unintentionally reveal them. An iron mind, cultivated through Stoic principles, can only suppress so much. The heart, however, speaks in its own language, one that even the most disciplined cannot entirely contain. If you found this insight helpful, comment below, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable wisdom. Comment to remember, their words reveal more than they realize. Sign 5. They find small reasons to touch you, then get awkward. Physical touch is one of the most primal and immediate ways to express attraction. You've probably noticed it. A slight brush of the arm, a hand grazing yours, a tap on the shoulder that feels almost too deliberate to be accidental. Don't ignore it. This is no coincidence. These small gestures, they are nothing less than a covert declaration of desire. But here's the twist. When someone is nervous, cautious, or unsure of their feelings, their approach to physical touch becomes, a little awkward. It's like they're testing the waters, but they're unsure whether the temperature is too hot or too cold. These touches are delicate, fleeting, almost as if they're afraid to let their emotions fully surface. They may not know how to express it openly, so they use touch as a subtle means to communicate what words can't. And it's here where the Stoic rules of emotional restraint seem to clash with raw, unfiltered desire. Practical Stoicism would tell them to hold it all in, to maintain their composure, but when they touch you, they betray the emotions they're trying to suppress. It's in the reaction that follows where the story gets truly interesting. The awkwardness is a clear sign. Suddenly there's nervous laughter, an attempt to deflect or downplay the moment. They might quickly avoid eye contact or worse, take a step back as if to distance themselves from the vulnerability they just let slip. But that's the giveaway. This is the push-pull dynamic at play. They reach out, then pull away. Why? Because they're battling with themselves, caught between wanting to get closer to you and fearing the emotional consequences. Let's be honest. This is exactly where human emotions and Stoic wisdom collide. Stoicism teaches restraint, emotional control, and understanding that one's actions should always be measured. But love, attraction, those feelings don't follow a rule book. They get messy, they get awkward. It's a fine balance, and you can feel that tension in the way they touch you, then almost immediately regret it. It's like a first, silent confession of their feelings, a raw, unspoken truth that they don't quite know how to verbalize yet. Why does it matter? Because it reveals something profound about the person. That moment of hesitation, that awkwardness, it's a crack in their emotional armor. The more they try to hide it, the more the truth slips through the cracks. This is where practical Stoicism breaks down. They want to keep it all together, but their body, unlike their mind, refuses to comply. Their touch becomes a silent testament to their feelings, even though they might not be ready to admit it out loud. Don't dismiss these tiny touches as mere accidents. They're not. They're deliberate. They're little sparks of affection, often more revealing than any spoken word could ever be. Pay attention to the signals they're sending. If their hands keep finding reasons to brush against yours, if they hesitate, then retreat, then come back again, it's not a mistake. It's them trying to communicate something deep, something they may not yet have the courage to say. The Stoic in them wants to maintain control, but their body has its own language, and it's saying everything they're afraid to admit. You must learn to recognize the subtle art of touch. It's not just about the physical connection. It's about what's going on beneath the surface. In the moments they pull away, there's a wealth of information. Practical Stoicism might teach us to keep our distance emotionally, but when it comes to matters of the heart, touch often speaks louder than words. So, what do you do with this information? Pay attention. Be alert to the moments when someone is trying to communicate with you, even if they don't have the words. And remember, those brief touches are not just accidents. They're revealing more about their feelings than they could ever say. So, don't ignore them. Recognize them for what they are. A silent confession of attraction. Sign 6. Their mood shifts dramatically around you. Notice how someone's energy can shift when you enter a room. One moment they may light up, overflowing with excitement, or they may become quiet, introspective, and distant. This isn't just a coincidence. Their emotional state is deeply influenced by you, revealing their inner turmoil. These mood swings aren't just a passing phase. They're a psychological reflection of emotional effort and struggle. At the core of this is the brain's reward system, which goes into overdrive when someone is attracted to another. The constant fluctuation in their energy is a telltale sign. Exhilaration, nervousness, even self-consciousness, all of it is a result of the emotional roller coaster you're unknowingly putting them through. But make no mistake, this emotional turbulence isn't something random. It's deeply linked to the intensity of their feelings, a powerful undercurrent in their psyche that they're trying to control. They may try to suppress these emotions, but the energy shift is unavoidable. It's a clear, almost primal response to your presence. This isn't just them being shy or unpredictable. This is the heart and mind battling to suppress feelings they don't know how to express. It shows how much of an impact you have on their inner world, even if their outward behavior says otherwise. The Stoic wisdom of Epictetus teaches us the power of emotional self-regulation. He would tell us that while we cannot always control our feelings, we can control how we act upon them. You, in this situation, are not the cause of their emotional shift. You're simply a trigger. The rest is theirs to manage, but they cannot hide their reactions forever. Recognize it as a sign of their deeper attraction, not just to you, but to the powerful psychological pull you have over them. You must acknowledge their internal battle and recognize it as a victory for yourself. You're on the path of wisdom, creating emotional resonance. When they are affected this deeply, they may try to hide it. But understand this: in their attempts to control the emotions they can't suppress, they reveal the truth of how much they care. Take heed. This is the moment to assert control over your own emotions, to be unshaken. Just as Epictetus reminds us, we must always strive to master ourselves, for that is where true power lies. Don't let their shifting moods throw you off course. Instead, use their emotional turmoil as confirmation of the strength of your presence. Every change in their mood is a victory on your path of wisdom. Their emotions are not random, they are the evidence of how deeply you matter. Keep that in mind as you continue on your journey. Your presence has power. Use it wisely. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign 7. They have silent moments that feel loud. In a world obsessed with words, sometimes silence speaks the loudest. When someone is truly drawn to you, it's not always their words that give it away. It's those rare, quiet moments that speak volumes. In these moments, an undeniable connection pulses beneath the surface, a connection deeper than anything words can convey. This kind of silence is not empty, it's loaded with meaning, a form of communication that transcends spoken language. It's what the Old Stoic wisdom would call a synchronization of souls, where two people's nervous systems align in perfect harmony. The intensity of this unspoken bond is felt physically, a kind of energy in the air that wraps around you both. This isn't the kind of silence that feels awkward or uncomfortable. Instead, it's thick with emotional resonance, an understanding that doesn't need words to exist. This rare and profound understanding is almost impossible to fake. People may try to cover up their feelings with words, but this silent exchange shows you exactly where they stand. It's in the way they look at you when they think you're not watching, or how they sit close without the need for constant chatter. In these moments, it's clear they're emotionally engaged, not just physically present. The ancient Stoic principles emphasize control, yet there's a surrender here, a vulnerability they can't hide anymore. The silence between you feels meaningful, and that's a sign they're emotionally tangled with you in a way they no longer try to conceal. What makes this even more powerful is that it taps into something primal, something ancient. It's the language of the heart, beyond logic, beyond words, beyond all the noise that often surrounds us. You can't fake that deep, magnetic pull, and you can't rush it. It unfolds naturally when someone is fully present, when their emotions are so aligned with yours that nothing else matters in that moment. This isn't just about attraction. It's a bond that runs deeper, a connection rooted in trust and mutual understanding. Don't underestimate the power of these silent moments. They reveal the truth far more than any grand gesture ever could. Be aware of how they make you feel during these pauses, because that silence holds a message, loud and clear. In a world full of distractions, these moments are a rare gift, reminding you that some of the strongest connections don't require words. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that the mind must be iron, strong, unshaken by trivial things. But when it comes to emotions, the heart knows the truth long before the mind does. You must understand that these silent exchanges are not merely coincidences. They are a deep emotional connection that no amount of talking can replicate. They are proof that someone is emotionally tied to you in ways they cannot hide any longer. These moments are not just quiet. They are profound. When you share these silences, you know, without a doubt, that what you have is not just physical attraction, but a deeper emotional bond, one that words simply cannot capture. This is when the Stoic principles of emotional mastery show their true strength. It's in your ability to remain calm, collected, and unflustered, allowing the emotional connection to blossom freely without forcing it. You must allow these silent exchanges to speak for themselves, and in doing so, you'll find that you're uncovering a connection far more meaningful than anything words could say. Sign 8. They laugh more when you're around. Laughter, it's universal. We all laugh, but not all laughs carry the same weight. When someone likes you, their laughter speaks louder than words. And here's the thing, they might laugh more often, and perhaps even harder, whenever you're in their presence. Think about it. Laughter isn't just a response to something funny. It's an expression, a bridge to connection. If someone is laughing around you more than they usually would, it's a sign. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us to observe the subtleties of human nature, and this is one of those subtle cues that reveals more than you might realize. The first thing you should know is that laughter is their subconscious way of showing comfort. When a person feels at ease, when they feel a sense of security, they laugh freely. It's not just a reaction to a joke, it's an instinctive signal that they're happy to be in your presence. Think about how laughter releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones in the brain. It's nature's way of rewarding us for social bonding. When they laugh around you, their body is saying, "This feels good. This person makes me feel at ease." And as a man, you know how important it is to feel at ease in someone's presence, to know that their company brings a sense of joy. It's this very notion of practical stoicism, to maintain control and calm, yet to embrace the warmth of human connection. But there's more to it, a lot more. When someone likes you, they will often exaggerate their laughter. It's not about the joke being that funny, it's about them making a conscious effort to leave a positive impression on you. This isn't some over-the-top performance, it's their subconscious trying to win your favor. You must remember, people don't laugh just because they feel good. No, in some cases they laugh because they want you to see them in a certain light. They want you to know that being with you feels special. So they amplify their joy, even if the situation doesn't warrant it. It's an old trick, really. Practical stoicism teaches us that every action has a deeper meaning, and when someone laughs a bit too loudly or too frequently, that's your signal. Now don't take it at face value. It's not about just noticing the laughs. The real takeaway here is this: laughter is contagious. Their joy around you becomes a ripple effect. If you notice that their laughter makes you laugh harder, that's a clear indication that they're trying to draw you in, to make your bond stronger. Stoic philosophers often spoke about the importance of emotional resilience, of being able to control our reactions. But even in that control, we're still human. The need for connection and shared joy is fundamental to our nature. So how do you use this to your advantage? Don't ignore the laughter. You must pay attention to it. Let it be a guide to deeper understanding. If they laugh around you more than anyone else, it's a sign that they like you. This is how they communicate, without words, without direct confrontation. It's subtle, it's quiet, but it's clear. It's a message wrapped in laughter. The next time you find yourself in a conversation and their laughter seems a little more intense than usual, ask yourself, is this person trying to impress me? Do they feel more comfortable and happy in my presence? And if the answer is yes, take it as a compliment. It's not just a sign of affection, it's proof that they want to connect with you on a deeper level. In the end, practical stoicism reminds us to embrace the simplicity of human connection without overcomplicating it. A laugh doesn't need to be analysed to death. Sometimes, it's simply the most honest form of communication. When someone laughs more around you, remember, they like you. Don't question it. Appreciate it. And don't forget to laugh with them. After all, that's what makes the world go round. If you found this insight valuable, like this post, comment your thoughts and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep wisdom on relationships, and let's comment to remember, every action you take must come from a place of strength and authenticity. Sign 9. They remember the little details you share. when someone truly likes you, the depth of their attention is unmistakable. They remember the smallest details, the things you've mentioned in passing months ago, your favorite food, music, or a story you casually shared. This isn't just idle recollection. It's a clear sign that their mind is constantly engaged with you, reflecting a profound emotional investment. As Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This rings true here. The way they absorb and recall these minute pieces of your life shows their genuine interest and emotional attachment. They aren't merely paying attention out of politeness, they are doing it because they value you. The Stoics understood that true connection comes from understanding and attentiveness, not superficial gestures. In today's world, where distractions are endless, such focused attention stands out as a rare and significant trait. To show someone you care deeply, you must be present in their lives, fully aware of the details that make them who they are. The paths of wisdom that Stoicism provides are all about living with purpose, being mindful, and remaining consistent in how we invest ourselves in others. You must take note of those around you, their needs, their feelings, and their stories. Do not take the small moments for granted. You must act on these details. Don't ignore the quiet signals of affection. Victory in life is in the little things, in mastering the art of connection and attention. Don't wait for the grand gestures. The small acts of remembering, of showing that you truly know someone, are what build the strongest bonds. That is how you win in relationships. Apply this philosophy of attentiveness. Let it guide you to stronger, deeper connections. It is through such unwavering focus that you will realize the power of Stoicism in modern life. Remember, what we achieve inwardly will change outer reality, as said by the great philosopher. This is your path to mastery, applying wisdom in your relationships, making each detail count, and winning by becoming indispensable to those who matter most. Sign 10. They get jealous or protective in subtle ways. It's a simple truth. When someone likes you, they can't always hide the protective instinct that arises within them. You'll see it in the little things, the way they subtly shift their attention when someone else talks to you, the way their eyes flicker with discomfort when someone else flirts with you. They may try to play it cool, but beneath the surface, there's a flicker of jealousy. You see, this is not just about petty feelings. It's the iron mind of someone who knows what they want and doesn't want to lose it. It's the Old Stoic principle. The person who likes you recognizes the value of your attention, your connection, and, as a result, they subconsciously want to protect that. This possessiveness isn't about control. It's about attachment, a deeply rooted desire to keep something that brings them joy. Stoic wisdom tells us to stay calm, to act with purpose, and not to let emotions dictate our actions. But it's human to care, to feel that protective streak when something valuable to you seems threatened. When you see this behavior, don't dismiss it. It's a sign that they value you on a level they may not always openly express. They're revealing a side of themselves that doesn't quite align with the calm facade they typically wear. Don't mistake this for weakness. It's a sign of emotional strength and depth, hidden behind the Stoic mask. In modern life, we often mistake these small signs for insecurity or immaturity, but the opposite is true. A person who likes you deeply, who genuinely cares, will show a level of protectiveness that comes from understanding the weight of that connection. When someone exhibits this type of behavior, it's not just an emotional response, it's their way of saying, "I see you, I value you, and I'm not willing to let go." This subtle jealousy, this protective streak, is one of the clearest signs that they like you more than they're letting on. It's a direct reflection of the Stoic principles of loyalty and commitment. They want to ensure their bond with you remains strong, unthreatened. And here's where the Stoics have their place in this. Epictetus, the master of Stoic wisdom, once said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. What this means is, our emotions, our attachments, are not weaknesses. They're the fuel that drives us to protect what's important. That's the real iron mind at work. Don't shy away from this kind of behavior. Instead, understand it for what it is, a form of affection, a sign of their desire to keep the connection strong and exclusive. You must also remember that Stoic principles teach us not to become consumed by jealousy or possessiveness. While it's natural to feel protective, true mastery lies in balancing these feelings with reason and calm. Be aware of this balance. The person who is protective over you may need your understanding, your calm, to help them navigate their own emotions. Don't take it lightly. These signs are as clear as the Stoics were about their principles. Nothing is by accident. They are signaling that they care, that they have an emotional stake in your relationship. You must understand that their protective nature, while subtle, is a sign of emotional investment. Their Stoic, like restraint, is what allows them to show this level of attachment without becoming overbearing. Recognize it, embrace it, and let it be a reminder that love and attachment come with a sense of ownership. Not ownership in the possessive, controlling sense, but in the deeply rooted sense of, I value this connection, and I won't let it slip away. This, my friend, is the true manifestation of Stoic wisdom in relationships. Loyalty, care, and emotional strength, all wrapped in the subtle signals of protectiveness. Hey there, and thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, you're already tapping into some powerful old Stoic wisdom. When someone can't hide how they feel anymore, you'll absolutely know. It's in the way they look at you, how their body moves around you, the words they choose, and yes, even in those quiet moments. If you start noticing these signs, trust me, it's not just in your head. You're seeing their heart quietly confess what they might not say aloud. So, listen closely. Sometimes the most powerful emotions are unspoken. If this video made you think of someone or stirred something in you, don't just keep it inside. Hit like, drop a comment, and tell me, was there a sign that really resonated with you? And hey, if you want more insights into the psychology of human connection, make sure to subscribe to Stoicismwin. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay sharp, stay aware, and remember, the best connections are the ones that speak louder than words. Never text them again, trust me on this. Stoicism, old Stoic wisdom. Sometimes, the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. The fray. There's power in silence that most people don't understand. They only start feeling it when they no longer have access to your energy. The second you pull back, stop responding, and no longer make yourself available, they suddenly realize the value of your presence. Funny, right? When you were constantly there, they never acknowledged it. But once you're gone, your absence speaks louder than words. Here's the truth. When you stop texting, stop checking in, and stop reminding them you exist, they begin to question everything. They wonder where you went, who you're with, what you're thinking. And this is the irony. They didn't appreciate you when you were there, but now that you're silent, you're haunting them. Before we go any further, take a moment, subscribe and stick around. Because what we're about to discuss will change how you see silence, how you see ignoring, and how to reclaim your power without saying a single word. Number 1. The power of indifference. Let me hit you with something vital, something grounded in old Stoic wisdom. The moment you stop caring is the moment they start. You've been living a lie, the illusion that you were powerless. But here's the truth. You were never powerless. You were just too emotionally available to someone who never cared about you the way you deserved. And now, you find yourself battling that familiar guilt. Am I being too harsh? What if they think I don't care? What if they forget me? Stop right there. Take a breath. Your silence, it's not cruelty, it's clarity. It's the very thing they never saw coming. And trust me, this is where the real power begins. Imagine, if you will, a radio station that used to broadcast 24/7, always on, always available. Then, one day, silence. The listeners are confused. They twist the dial, refresh the app. They panic. Why? Because we take presence for granted until it's gone. You were the constant frequency in their life, dependable, unwavering, providing warmth without question. But the moment you go silent, that absence is like a vast void that forces them to finally notice what they never valued. That silence, it is a wake-up call they never anticipated. Now, let's flip the narrative. People believe that silence means you've lost your voice. They're wrong. Silence is not the absence of communication, it's the beginning of a deeper conversation. In that stillness, you've sent the loudest message they'll ever hear. And here's the irony. You weren't being passive when you decided to step back. No, you were flipping the power dynamic without uttering a single word. And let me ask you, how many times did you over-explain yourself? How many times did you bend over backward, trying to fix things they kept breaking? You gave kindness, you gave consistency, you gave love. And what did you get in return? Confusion, excuses, and mixed signals? And now that you've chosen silence, they're suddenly noticing everything. Funny how that works, right? That's not a coincidence. That's psychological balance being restored. It's the very essence of Old Stoic principles: action without reaction, strength through stillness. But I know the struggle. Deep down, you fear that silence will make you invisible. You're scared they'll forget you, move on, and never look back. You think you'll be punished for setting a boundary. Let me shatter that fear. People don't forget their presence. They remember what haunts them. And trust me, your absence, your energy, your laughter, your care, that will haunt them. That's what keeps them up at night. Not the person who stuck around, but the one who finally stopped trying. You've heard the saying, silence speaks louder than words. Well, in this case, it's true. You've been talking, explaining, reaching out, and they've been tuning you out. But when you go quiet, they're forced to listen. And now, they can't ignore what they used to dismiss. It's in the empty inbox, the quiet timeline, the missing good morning you used to send every day. Suddenly, the background music of their life has stopped, and the silence is deafening. They can no longer pretend it's not there. That, my friend, is the beauty of indifference. It makes you the enigma in their story, the cliffhanger they can't stop obsessing over. You become the question mark they can't shake. No one obsesses over the person who stays, waiting to be needed. They obsess over the one who disappears, leaving them wondering why. And I know what you're thinking. But I'm kind. I'm empathetic. I don't want to be cold. Let me stop you right there. This isn't about being cold. This is about being clear. You've poured too much energy into people who treated you like a temporary fix. It's time to stop bleeding, for those who never cared if you were bleeding in the first place. Indifference isn't a sign of a lack of love. It's the presence of self-respect. It's saying to the people who took you for granted, I won't give you the version of me that you couldn't even appreciate. In that very moment, you stop chasing, and you become the one they chase. It's powerful. It's transformative. You've learned the value of your silence, and you're owning it. It's not weakness, it's power. You are drawing from your iron mind, from the strength that Old Stoic wisdom teaches us. True power is found in the restraint of unnecessary words and actions. So, here's what I want you to do. Write this down, say it out loud, and believe it. My silence is not weakness, it's power. Let that be your reminder. Speak it, type it, own it. Show the world that you no longer need to shout to be heard. You've realized that your energy is valuable and you've stopped giving it to the wrong people. Now let me tell you what happens when you make yourself too available, when you're always there. What happens when you treat everyone like they deserve your constant presence, your undivided attention? The truth is, the more you give, the less they value. The more you show up, the more they take you for granted. And when you disappear, when you stop being there for them on demand, that's when everything shifts. That's when they realize your worth. Remember, Stoic principles are about understanding that the world does not revolve around you, and that your energy should not be treated like a free resource. Learn the power of indifference. Step into your strength. Use your silence wisely. Number 2, When you're always available, you're invisible. Let me get straight to the point. When you're always available, you're invisible. It's as simple as that. If they can reach you anytime, they will value you at no time. You think responding quickly proves your loyalty, right? You think being there every single time shows how much you care. But here's the truth. The more available you are, the less they appreciate you. The more you make yourself easily accessible, the more they begin to see you as nothing more than a guarantee, a backup, an afterthought. Now, let's get clear about something. No one values what they can have at any moment. Think about it. Diamonds don't just lie around on sidewalks. Gold isn't stashed in kitchen drawers. Why? Because the more rare something is, the more it's respected. The same applies to you. If you keep yourself emotionally on call, like a 24-hour convenience store, always open, always ready, always responding, even after being ignored, you are teaching them that your value is easily disposable. And guess what? When they start to think that way, your worth slips through their fingers. Picture this. You're a lighthouse in the middle of a storm, guiding ships safely back to shore. You've been a beacon of stability for those who've drifted off course, offering light in their darkest hours. But then, one day, they stop respecting your light. They assume it'll always be there, no matter what. Then, one day, you decide to turn it off, not because you're broken, but because you've realized no one's been docking at your harbor. They've only been passing by, using your light without ever intending to come back. You've been consistent, showing up, hoping that one day they'll realize your value. But let's be honest, consistency hasn't earned you love, it's earned you complacency. It's taught them that no matter how badly they treat you, no matter how long they disappear, no matter how often they go cold, you'll still be there, waiting, texting, hoping. But that's not loyalty. That's self-betrayal dressed up as patience. You've given, and they've come to expect it, to take it for granted. Here's where society lies to you. You're taught that being always available is noble, that if you just keep showing up, they'll get it, that eventually they'll choose you. But let's set the record straight. You're not teaching them love. You're teaching them entitlement. You're showing them that your presence is cheap, that your energy is endless, that you'll keep giving without expecting anything in return. But when you stop being available, when you pull back, something powerful happens. I know it's tough. You're scared that by pulling back, you'll be forgotten, that your silence will push them further away, that this detachment will kill the last shred of hope you've been holding on to. But here's the hard truth. They forgot you the moment they realized they could have you without ever putting in any effort. They stopped valuing your messages because they learned you'd always send another. They stopped trying when they realized you were always there to catch them, no matter how much they fell. So don't fool yourself into thinking that pulling away is petty. It's powerful. When you stop being readily available, you break the cycle. You create space, and in that space, you make them feel your absence. You make them confront the fact that you, the one who used to be there, are no longer just a text away. And trust me, silence backed by self-respect shakes people more than any explanation ever could. Now, ask yourself, do they deserve front-row seats in your life if they never applauded your presence? Do they deserve daily check-ins if they can't even respond with the effort you've been giving? Do they deserve your emotional labor if they're only returning laziness? Let that sink in. You are not a convenience. You are not a placeholder. You are not an option for someone still undecided. You are the standard, the experience, the rare energy that should never be taken lightly. And if they don't see that, then your job isn't to convince them. It's to remove yourself from their life. Let them see what it feels like when you stop trying, when the good mornings stop coming, when the likes, the comments, the double texts, they all go silent. That's when it hits them. That's when they realize the emotional buffet is closed, that your attention is no longer free, that the version of you who used to care too much is no longer on the menu. So, here's your affirmation for today. I am not always available because I am not always appreciated. Write it. Own it. Say it out loud. Let them see it. But more importantly, let you see it. Because the moment you start valuing your availability, the world will learn to do the same. This is practical Stoicism in action. The Stoic rules teach us that our value isn't determined by others' ability to access us anytime they wish. You mize your worth and make others earn it. Don't be afraid to enforce your boundaries and make them respect your energy. Be strategic with your presence and watch as they begin to realize just how rare and valuable you are. Stay with me, because next we're going to dive deeper into the currency of attention. Every message, every reply, every emotional investment feeds their ego more than you realize. We'll talk about how to starve their ego and feed your own soul instead. But for now, let's start with this simple truth. Your availability is a privilege, not a right. And once you start treating it as such, others will too. If you're ready to stop being a backup and start owning your worth, drop a comment right now. I am the standard, not an option. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remember, your availability is your power. Make them earn it. Number 3, attention is energy, and they've been feeding off yours. Every time you text them, you're giving away your power. This is the truth, and it's a hard one to swallow. Your attention is valuable. It costs you time, energy, and peace of mind. But for too long, you've been handing it over without even realizing it. Your attention is not free. You've been the one doing all the giving, sending the messages, liking the posts, and reaching out first. But what do you get in return? A one-way street of emotional drain. The moment you stop feeding their ego, they notice. But let's be clear, you should be the one in control of where your energy goes. Imagine your attention as a spotlight. It shines with clarity, focus, and warmth wherever you direct it. But here's the thing. Some people stand in your light just long enough to soak up the warmth, and once they've gotten what they need, they vanish. They never reflect that light back. They're not invested in you. They're only interested in the ego boost they get when you send that message, when they see your name on their screen. This is the cycle. You give, they take, and you end up depleted. It's draining, and it's time to end it. You've told yourself that by reaching out first, you're being strong. You think that showing up consistently means you're proving your love, your commitment. But the brutal truth is this. You're feeding an emotional vampire, and the more you give, the more they take. But no one respects what comes too easily. They don't care about your heart. They care about their own ego. And they're addicted to the validation your attention gives them. They don't love you. They love what you can do for them. The second you stop showing up, they start wondering where you went. They'll wonder why you stopped texting, why your light stopped shining their way. But it's not because they miss you. It's because they're now without their source of validation. Let's get real here. If you were a car, would you keep fueling a vehicle that never takes you anywhere? If you were a glass, would you keep pouring water into one with a hole in the bottom? No, you wouldn't. Then why keep feeding emotional energy to someone who's not going to do anything with it? Why continue pouring your time and effort into a relationship that never moves forward? You're afraid, I get it. You're afraid that if you stop texting, they'll forget you. You're afraid they'll find someone else. But here's the thing. If they forget you that easily, then you were never truly important to them. You were part of their cycle, their loop of taking without giving, and that's not a relationship. Relationships require reciprocity. They need balance. Without that, you're just a convenience, not a priority. You are not a backup battery. You're not an ego support line. You are a complete experience, a presence that should be respected, not used. Let me put it this way. Your attention is power, and once you realize this, you'll understand that it's sacred. Not everyone deserves it. Not everyone is entitled to access your energy. The moment you stop handing it out freely, you'll see who truly values you and who's been using you all along. I want you to think about something. What if you stopped giving away your attention to people who wouldn't even give you a moment in return? What if you took back your energy? Here's the truth. You'll see who really cares. They'll notice. They'll feel the silence. And that silence is loud. It's louder than any text or message you could send. It's a message all its own, and it will echo in their mind. Now, I'm not saying you should be cruel, but but you've been too available. You've been too generous with your emotional currency. And as Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Your attention is your wealth, so why give it away to people who take it without appreciation? The path of wisdom, as Epictetus teaches, is about self-control and discipline. You must master your own mind, not let others dictate where your energy goes. You must understand that your time and attention are limited. They are precious. Now let's bring this into the present. Stop being the charger for people who won't even ask if your battery is running low. Stop reacting to every breadcrumb they throw your way. Take your energy back. You are the one in control now. Your attention is power. Let it flow where it is valued, where it is reciprocated. You are not here to fill others' emptiness. You are here to win. And the path of wisdom requires that you be strategic with your energy. So today, make the decision. No more emotional drain. No more one-sided relationships. No more feeding egos that don't deserve your light. Remember this. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we control. You control your attention, your energy, and now you must make it sacred. Let this be your affirmation. My attention is power. I choose where it flows. Say it, write it, believe it. Win by mastering where you direct your energy. Your presence is too important to waste. You are on the path of wisdom. And on this path, you choose who gets your attention, who gets to be in your life, and who must be left behind. Number 4. When you disappear, their mind starts speaking loudly. When you disappear, something powerful happens. Not to you, but to them. Your silence doesn't just linger, it haunts. Imagine this. Every time you step back, it's not just an absence, it's a massive shift in their mind. What they don't realize is that your absence doesn't leave a void, it creates a storm. They replay your silence over and over, wondering why they haven't heard from you. Your silence becomes the loudest sound in the room. It's the voice they can't ignore, the conversation that echoes in their mind when no one else is speaking, the thoughts they never had to face when you were there, filling the silence now, rise to the surface. Every message you sent, every good morning they took for granted, becomes a weight they can't shake. In their mind, you're not just gone, you're everywhere. Picture this. You're in a room surrounded by people, laughing, talking, music playing. It's lively, it's full of energy. But the moment you leave, the room changes. It's not the same anymore. It's empty. Not because the room lacks people, but because the vibe, the presence you brought, is gone. And that's what they're left with. An empty space. A mirror that forces them to face themselves. Without you filling the void, they see themselves for who they are. And the reflection is far from pretty, because when someone who once made them feel heard, seen, and loved vanishes without begging, without drama, that silence becomes unsettling. It forces them to feel guilt, confusion, fear. It makes them question their choices. And yet, you never said a word. Here's the kicker. You think you're the one who's lost. You think that pulling away, going silent, means you've lost, that you're giving up, that ignoring them will push them away forever. But let me hit you with some old Stoic wisdom. If your silence is the only thing that grabs their attention, they never deserved your words in the first place. Stoic principles teach us that peace comes from within, not from appeasing others. And here's the truth. They were never committed. They were never invested. They were entertained by your presence until it wasn't available. And now their ego is starving. They're scrambling for the attention that used to flow so easily to them. They're questioning their actions. That's where the beauty lies. When you disappear without a scene, without one last emotional outburst, you take the power back. You've stopped playing their game. You've stopped feeding their need for chaos. It's hard, I know. You feel like walking away makes you weak, like disappearing means you're defeated. But here's the thing. You've grown. You're no longer the chaser. You're not performing. You're choosing dignity over desperation, peace over chaos, power over pleading. Your silence is your iron mind at work. It's not a weakness. It's a stand. It forces them to reflect on their actions. If they don't feel anything when you go quiet, that's your answer. Let them sit with it, because someone who doesn't care when you disappear never deserves your voice. What your silence really does is turn you into a mystery. You're no longer predictable, no longer easily understood. You're not a figure they can manipulate or expect to always be there. Your absence becomes a question they can't answer, and that's where the real power lies. You're not just gone. You've become the consequence. No more explaining yourself to people who never listened. No more proving your worth to those who never valued it. You've chosen self-respect. You've chosen to live by the Stoic principle of virtue over validation. So here's your affirmation for today. My silence speaks louder than words ever could. Say it. Write it. Let it echo. Let the world know you've stopped playing games. You are no longer a part of the chaos. You've chosen a different path. And as you walk that path, remember, this is your moment to rise. You've just turned the tables. They now have to live with the reality of what you brought and what they lost. Don't blink, because the next chapter is about to get even more interesting. When you embrace your silence fully, it doesn't just shake them. It transforms you into something they can't replace. A mystery, the one they'll never fully understand. And that, my friend, is a position of power. If you found this powerful, don't just sit on it. Take action. Stop explaining, stop chasing, and start embracing your silence. Comment below with this. My silence speaks for me, and let it echo in the world. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, when you stop performing for others, you take back your power. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on mastering life, silence, and strength. Number 5. You become a mystery, and mystery is magnetic. Let's talk about the part that truly messes with their mind. It's not just that you walked away. It's not just that you stopped texting. It's not even that you went silent. It's that now they can't figure you out anymore. That, my friends, is the beginning of obsession. When you stop giving emotional access, you stop being an open book, you shut it down, and that, above all, is where the magic happens. People don't chase clarity. They chase confusion. They chase uncertainty. They chase the unsolved. When you were always available, always explaining yourself, always replying, always showing them where you were, they stopped reading. They stopped looking at the pages with intent. They skimmed, they skipped, and they took you for granted. Now, however, you've closed the book. You've walked off the stage mid-scene. You've removed the map, leaving them wandering in the plot they never cared to understand until it was too late. You, my friend, have become a living embodiment of mystery, and mystery is magnetic. When they can no longer predict you, they start missing you. When they don't know how you feel, they start feeling, really feeling for the first time. They're no longer sure of your intentions, your emotions, or your next move. And that uncertainty drives them wild. Imagine yourself as a movie they thought they had figured out, predictable, easy, a love story they assumed they could pause, rewind, skip, and return to when it was convenient. But now, the screen has gone black. No ending, no closure, no credits rolling. Suddenly, they want to know everything they ignored. They want to rewatch every scene they overlooked. You know why? Because when you stopped giving them emotional access, you stopped giving them an easy way out. You made them realize the value in the story they were too lazy to read. And that, my friend, is the core of practical Stoicism. You, like the Stoics, have learned to remove yourself from the cycle of emotional neediness and dependency. You have created space, not to become forgotten, but to become unforgettable. They used to push your buttons to get a response. Now there's no response, no cues, no signs, just silence. And in that silence, they wonder, what are they thinking? Did they move on? Did I matter at all? That silence leaves space, and that space becomes a mirror. It's like a movie or a memory they can't stop replaying in their mind, a broken record of missed opportunities and untold stories. And you're afraid that being silent makes you forgettable, right? You're afraid that becoming a mystery will make them stop caring. Well, let me tell you, people don't chase what they understand. They chase what they regret. They chase what they can't control. And you, my friend, have become the enigma they can't decode. When you stop oversharing, over-explaining, overgiving, you stop being a predictable part of their life. You no longer fit neatly into the box of comfort and familiarity. You've become something that's out of their grasp, something they need to chase. And trust me on this, mystery lingers longer than clarity ever could. That's where Stoic rules come into play. By not being emotionally available, by not seeking validation from anyone, you've elevated yourself. You see, silence isn't absence, it's elevation. It's a conscious decision to step away from people who couldn't value your depth and complexity when it was readily available. Now, they are left to deal with the aftermath. Your absence makes them feel your presence in ways they never could before. And that, my friend, is the genius of practical Stoicism in action. This is not about making them chase you. This is about stopping the narrative you've been feeding. You're no longer handing out explanations like candy. You're no longer trying to be understood by those who never bothered to truly listen. You're not trying to be readable. You're focused on being real. Let's take a page from the Stoic playbook. The Stoics believed in self-mastery, detachment from external validation, and control over our emotions. You must adopt this same mindset. You must care less about how others perceive you and focus more on how you perceive yourself. When you stop catering to the whims of others, you start stepping into your own power. And that's exactly what the Stoics did. They became the masters of their own story, not controlled by external circumstances. So today, step into your mystery. Become the person they should have cherished, but didn't. No more oversharing, no more trying to explain yourself to those who never deserved your truth. Instead, become the enigma they can't figure out. When they can no longer read you, they will find themselves rereading everything they missed, the moments, the emotions, the depth, and ultimately, they'll realize how much they never truly knew you. Here's your affirmation for today. I am the mystery they should have cherished. Write it down, own it, believe it, because you are no longer trying to be understood by those who didn't have the capacity to grasp your complexity. You are focused on being yourself, unapologetically, with depth and conviction. Don't let fear stop you from becoming who you're meant to be. Don't worry that they will forget you. The truth is, people don't forget what they regret. And the mystery, it will stay with them far longer than your constant availability ever did. So walk in your mystery, show them that you're no longer the predictable, emotional puppet they could control. You've become a powerful, elusive force that commands respect. You've become a mystery, and that mystery is magnetic. Now get ready for what's coming next. When you stop leaning in, they will start leaning forward. When you stop being the hunter, you become the hunted. Stay with me, because you're about to witness the magic of what happens when you flip the script. Don't miss it. Number 6. The more you pull back, the more they lean in. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that constant effort, chasing and reaching out is the key to maintaining relationships. But there's a deeper truth that few understand, one that draws from the ancient paths of wisdom and the teachings of Stoicism. Think about this. The more you pull back, the more they lean in. Distance doesn't push people away. Instead, it reveals who is truly invested in you. Remember, pulling back isn't giving up. It's waking up. It's choosing peace over chaos, self-worth over external validation. It's realizing that if they truly wanted to keep you close, they would have made the effort long ago. So, stop chasing. Let go of the belief that you have to keep trying, keep texting, keep caring when the other person is only giving you crumbs. Here's the power of silence. When you withdraw, they come closer. The more unavailable you become, the more they'll lean in. They won't expect it, but their curiosity will start to grow. They'll question everything they took for granted. They never feared losing you. They feared losing the version of you that was constantly trying, constantly reaching out, even when you got nothing in return. People become comfortable with effort when it costs them nothing. But when you stop knocking on the door, when the silence becomes deafening, they will notice. That silence, that absence, starts to reverberate within them, shaking their very sense of control and ego. Think about how a magnet works. It doesn't chase, it attracts. The closer you get, the stronger the pull. But if you pull away, that tension builds, that gravity intensifies. It's the same with emotional energy. They used to feel your presence like background music, always there, always constant. But now, the music's off. And guess what? They start missing it, craving it, searching for it. They never danced to the rhythm and ignored the melody. But now they're looking for that sound again, and you're gone. Your silence, your withdrawal, is what makes you unforgettable. Every time they check their phone, every time they scroll past an old photo, every time something reminds them of you, they realize the absence is far louder than anything you could have said. You see, silence is discipline. It's a powerful tool that cuts deeper than words ever could. It forces them to confront their own behavior. But here's the problem. Society has conditioned us to chase. We're taught that love means effort, that if we care more, we must try harder, fight longer. But in reality, chasing blocks their path back to you. They can't miss what's always there. They can't value what never left. And they can't lean in if you're already leaning all the way. You must understand, when you stop chasing, the dynamic changes. The energy shifts. You stop explaining, justifying, texting, or doing anything to stay relevant. That's when they feel it. Not because you spoke, but because you didn't. Your absence becomes the most powerful presence. This isn't a weakness, it's wisdom. It's how you rebuild your power without resentment or revenge. It's how you create space for what really matters without unnecessary drama. By pulling back, you're not punishing anyone, you're protecting yourself. You're teaching them a lesson they didn't expect to learn. And when they come back, if they come back, they'll do so with humility and respect. If they don't, you've made room for someone who knows how to show up in the first place. In the teachings of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, he reminds us that we control our actions, not the responses of others. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This lesson echoes the core of Stoic wisdom. True strength comes from within, not from external validation or constant effort. When you pull back, you regain your power. And when you let go, you make room for growth and peace. So here's your affirmation. My silence makes space for truth. Repeat it. Let it resonate in your mind and soul. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you don't chase, you attract. In the silence, the ones meant for you will lean in. This, my friends, is how you win. This is how you master your life. And in the words of Epictetus, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If this resonated with you, don't hesitate, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this powerful wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless teachings. Now, comment to affirm, I choose peace over chaos. Let that statement resonate with you, and let it remind you that you are in control of your energy and your boundaries. Number 7. Ignoring isn't cruel, it's clarity. Let's break this myth wide open once and for all. Not responding doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. There's no need to buy into the lie that silence is somehow heartless or immature. The truth is, ignoring someone isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Silence isn't a punishment, it's a message, loud and clear, that says, I am no longer available for inconsistency, confusion, or emotional neglect. It's a boundary. It's the line in the sand you draw to protect your peace. If someone treats your presence as disposable, if they vanish when effort is required, leaving you fighting to be seen and heard, don't mistake your silence for villainy. You're not being cruel, you're simply done. You've realized that you've given enough, and now you choose to give nothing more. Picture this. You're the host of a 5-star restaurant. Week after week, you serve your best meals, giving gourmet attention, unwavering loyalty, and all the devotion you've got. But how do they treat it? Like fast food. No gratitude, no effort, no return. They come and go only when it's convenient for them. So one day you lock the doors. No drama, no shouting, just the quiet click of a lock. And when they return, expecting service, the kitchen's empty, and the lights are off. That's not cruelty, that's a boundary. The moment you draw it, you're no longer about appeasing their convenience. You're about protecting your own dignity. You're preserving the most important thing, yourself. When you choose silence, it's not to punish, it's to heal. Every time you responded after being dismissed, you shrank a little more. Every time you reached out after being left on red, you told your self-worth to take a back seat. But now you're done. You've reached the point where your silence is stronger than your words. You've realized that you don't need to explain your silence to someone who never respected your voice. But I get it. That silence can be uncomfortable, even painful. The mind starts to play tricks. What if I'm being too harsh? What if they're hurting too? And then the fear creeps in. What if I've pushed them away for good? Let me be clear. If your silence breaks them, they were never right for you. The right people don't need 10 chances. They don't need constant reminders or ego boosts to recognize your value. They show up, they communicate, they reciprocate. And if someone disappears the moment you stop talking, understand this. Your presence was their comfort, not your character. Don't confuse this. People who truly value you will find their way back, not because you begged or explained, but because you didn't. In the stillness of your absence, they'll start to pay attention. They'll begin to see what they lost. Not through your words, but through your silence. That's the power of stillness. That's the power of no response. And if they never text again, if they never come back, that's a blessing. It means the trash took itself out. It means you've dodged another emotional roller coaster. It means your silence did exactly what it needed to do. It protected your sanity. It gave you clarity. You weren't cruel. You were wise. And in doing so, you protected your peace. Here's what you need to take away. You don't owe anyone closure who gave you chaos. You don't owe a response to someone who only ever responded to their own convenience. You don't owe anyone continued access to your energy when they never valued it in the first place. You owe yourself one thing above all else: protection. Your peace is a treasure, one that isn't free for the taking. It's too precious to be given away. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us the importance of boundaries. An iron mind doesn't give in to emotional chaos. It stands firm. It protects what matters. Stoic principles remind us that silence can be a powerful tool. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for wielding it. Silence is clarity, and clarity is strength. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. I hope this message resonated with you. Here's a simple yet powerful takeaway. My silence is not punishment, it's protection. Take a moment, type it in the comments right now, and let the world know you're no longer apologizing for putting your peace first. You've got to protect your energy. When you stop chasing, you stop settling for less than you deserve. And trust me, that's when the real transformation happens. If this message hits home for you, like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe. The next chapter of this journey, it's going to shake everything you thought you knew about strength, silence, and power. We're diving deeper into how silence can not only protect you, but transform your life. It's your shield, your strategy, your comeback. Stay with me. The best is yet to come.